tweets and stuff. I have kind of a special thing today. Kind of a special thing today, mostly just because today is like the first day I'm gonna like use the full extent, the full power of my stream setup. Mostly just because I bought the stream setup. Sorry. I still have like all these like, where is it? Yeah, there you go. Somehow I have Streamlabs chatbot open twice. That's par for the course. Where's that stats menu? View, stats. Perfect. Tea is made. Tweets are being made. I can't make the tweets on this because my extension bar. What's the what? I didn't want to do that. Stop. Oh my god. View HUD display. Okay. Turns out hitting the period bar, or the period thing, screws up my emulator completely. So that's always fun. 1 second. Just need to make a tweet, and we'll be good. Hi. It's been a little bit. And by a little bit, I mean a couple of days, because it's, I've been streaming, but the podcast, though. And for some reason, I don't really consider the podcast streaming. I'm not sure why. I think it's mostly just because, the stream is like, the podcast stream is almost incidental. I don't know. Silly stuff. Hi, my name's Matt. Hope you're doing well today. We are going to be playing the first case of the first game of Ace Attorney. Gonna make a tweet. Or not a tweet. Ooh. Stream is live. Okay. We're streaming. I need to make one more Discord chat thing. Cool. We're done. Okay, so I have something a little special. I hope people are, I don't want to say ready for it, but I'm listening to some lovely chillhop.com music right now. I'm also trying to figure out like optimal like monitor placement for a lot of things. My chatbot and like things should probably go over on this side. And then when I'm looking at OBS over on this side of the monitor, I do not look so far away from the camera, because the camera's like right there. Also, hey, that's cool. Stray hair. I hate how perfectionist I am sometimes, because I'm even looking at like, oh yeah, this hair is on my forehead. Fuck that. Okay. Okay, so we're going to be playing, like I said, first case of Ace Attorney. I'm going to be switching over to my DS scene right now. I just have like a camera-only scene. But I also have a scene set up for this game. It's a little bit malformed at the moment, mostly just because the game isn't full screen. We're going to be turning the music off, but we're also going to be doing something a little fun, like I said. You can see my lovely background here, but when I switched jobs, I told myself that I wasn't going to dip into my savings, and part of that was I succeeded at that, but part of that was saying, okay, if I did that, I'm going to reward myself. And what I'm going to reward myself with anyway is, if I can find filters, I need to turn one thing on in OBS, which is this Chroma Key. And then yeah, your boy got a green screen. So, camera only. See? It's cut off a little bit because, you can even see like the edge of the screen over here that isn't cropped properly. But that's mostly just because, I don't know. There's only so much you can really work with in terms of, let's see, 116. Yeah. There's only really so much you can work with in terms of room. I have a very kind of wide angle camera as well, so that's a little bit difficult to work with. But I like it. Looks good. So back to the DS. We're going to be playing, like I said, Ace Attorney. Fun visual novel, lawyer simulator. Not really lawyer simulator, more of just like a visual novel set in a Americanized Japan, or sorry, a Japanese. That's not the word I'm looking for. Basically, it's a Japanese game meant to parody the Japanese court system. And of course, my controller is not. Please, controller, work with me. Perfect. So, what am I doing? What's this? Oh God. Of course, it wouldn't be. We want to turn on background input. That's possibly why some of the stuff is screwing up. Config, control config, up, left, down, right, B, A, Y, X, start, select, left, right. Okay. Why are we still not working? Oh, we're paused, that's why. And it's showing my inputs. I don't want that. Okay. So, we're going to be playing this maybe with a controller, maybe with a mouse, because this game is the DS version. The main thing that it added, it was originally a Game Boy Advance game. It was originally fixing cables. Basically, idea is you're going through a number of different chapters in order to... Oh, no, we don't want to continue. I was just doing this in order to... Controller not working? Okay, that's very weird. New game. So, because this is a DS version, basically I wanted to make sure that it worked. Number of different chapters. The left button is not bound for some reason. View, config. I own this game, so I'm not really that like sheepish about admitting that I'm using an emulator. There we go. So different episodes, each one of them is based around a certain court case and a certain like story. Looks a bit different on my end, obviously, because I have the top and bottom screen. For me, it's stacked on top of each other, so it looks like a complete image. However, it'll be like pretty apparent once we actually get into the game, like why the screen is like this. Normally, things are happening on the top side of the screen, bottom half of the screen, not so much, and that's because it was originally a Game Boy Advance game. So the Game Boy Advance obviously doesn't have 2 screens, just has 1. And for the DS re-release, port, I don't know, I guess port is a better way of putting it. They basically said, okay, well, we're going to put in some touch screen stuff. It's not going to be necessary. So for me, I can like click on these things as if I was tapping on the stylus on the DS, or I can just use a controller, which I'm probably going to use a controller. So we're going to play the first turnabout. First turnabout is the first case of the game. So you'll notice that, see, like I said, text boxes and like the graphics and everything like that are going to stay on the first screen, and the second screen is mainly just used for menus, used for that kind of stuff. Damn it, why me? I can't get caught. Not like this. Not like this. Gotta find someone to pin this on. What I like about the Ace Attorney game is, or the games, is they show you the murderer in a lot of cases, or at least this first case. I don't remember if they do it for the other ones, but at least for this first one, because I've played this one specifically a lot. They show you the murderer, and then you kind of gotta work backwards. It's less about the court drama of, or it's less about the drama of like finding things out in the court, and it's more about trying to work your way backwards. Boy, am I nervous. Right. This is Mia Fey. She's the best. Oh, hi, Chief. Glad I made it on time. I'm gonna try to both not skip as much as I can and also read. Not everyone takes on a murder trial right off the bat like this. It says a lot about you and your client as well. Thanks. Actually, it's because I owe him a favor. You mean you knew the defendant before the case? Actually, I kind of owe my current job to him. He's one of the reasons I became an attorney. Well, that's news to me. So the localization for these games is always really good, too. I really want to help my son that much. It's over. My life. Everything. It's all over. Isn't that your client screaming over there? Yeah, that's him. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna die. He sounds like he wants to die. Yeah. So, my name is Phoenix. I am a lawyer. This is Larry. Larry Butts. Tell him I'm guilty. Give me the death sentence. I ain't afraid to die. Oh, it's all over. I'm finished. Finished! Can't live in a world without her. I can't. Who took her away from me? Who did this? The person responsible for your girlfriend's death. The newspapers say it was you. My name is Phoenix Wright. Here's the story. My first case is a very simple one. A young woman was killed in her apartment. The guy they arrested was on Lucky Sap dating her. Larry Butts. Larry Butts, my best friend since grade school. Grade school? Can't talk. When something smells, it's usually the butts. 23 years I've known him, it's usually been true. He has an knack for getting himself into trouble. One thing I can say, though, is it usually not his fault. He just has terrible luck. I know better than anyone that he's a good guy at heart, and that I owe him one, which is why I took this case, to clear his name. And that's just what I'm going to do. August 3rd, 10 a.m. Courtroom number 2. So yeah, I took a, I found a later version of the game and then found the court, oh, my layers are out of order. Yeah, I found courtroom in later games, and yeah, that's what I'm using for this background. Court is now in session with the trial of Larry Butts. Prosecution is ready, Your Honor. I want to just make sure my volume is okay. It's ready, Your Honor. I can't tell. Mr. Wright, this is your first trial, is it not? Yes, Your Honor, I'm a little nervous. Conduct during the trial will decide the fate of your client. Murder is a serious charge. Hope you can control your nerves. In most cases, I think the, oh god, test ascertain your readiness. A few simple questions. Please state the name of the defendant. Larry Butts. Correct. Just keep your wits about you and you'll do fine. Next question. What is the victim's name? I know this one. I've read the case report cover to cover. It's wait. Uh-oh. No way. I forgot. I'm drawing a total blank here. Phoenix, are you absolutely sure you're up to this? Look, the defendant's name is in the court record. So the court record is a button you can see on the bottom screen. Remember to check it off, then do it for me. I'm begging you. So it's Cindy Stone, but basically the attorney's badge is, you know, is never something that we really need to bring up. The autopsy report, Cindy's autopsy report, loss of blood due to blunt trauma, excuse me. But Cindy Stone is the victim in the case, a model. She lived in an apartment by herself. And there's Larry Butts, the defendant. So it's Cindy Stone. So it's cinder block. It's the cause of death. She died because of was hit with a blunt object. She was struck once by a blunt object. You've answered all my questions. You seem much more relaxed. Good for you. I don't feel relaxed. First question for the prosecution. Mr. Payne. The victim was struck with a blunt object. Would you explain to the court just what the object was? The murder weapon was a statue of the thinker. It was found lying on the floor next to the victim. I see. The court accepts it into evidence. Be sure to pay attention to any evidence added to the trial. The evidence is the only ammunition you have in the court. Touch the court record and check out things regularly. Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its first witness. Chief, what do I do now? Pay attention. Poggy's Phoenix, right, exactly. You don't want to miss any information that might help in your client's case. Also, hi Toki. You can see my green screen. I love it. You'll get your chance to respond to the prosecution later, so be ready. Let's just hope he doesn't say anything unfortunate. Larry gets excited easy. This could be bad. Are you only playing the first case? No, I'm playing as much as I feel like today. I don't really have like a time limit or anything like that. Yeah, man. If I can't reach it. But what's it called? I've got. There's my camera. If I can hide the. Whoops. Hide the desk. And camera desk. Yeah, just shows up as a black void now. Camera background? There you go. Yeah, I'm just gonna play as much as I feel like it today. I really think that the first case is gonna be pretty simple, mostly just because I played it before. I played this entire game before, but I haven't played it in like 10 years. I played like the first case, or maybe the first 2 cases. But the first one I know is gonna be pretty chill, mostly just because like I already know it. From the second one onwards, I don't remember anything besides like some characters and that kind of stuff. She just returned from overseas with one of them accused of murder. One of them. Lies, all lies. I don't believe a word of it. The victim's passport. According to this, she was in Paris the day before she died. Indeed, she appears to have returned the day before the murder. Dude, no way. So the model didn't have a large income. She appears that she had several sugar daddies. Twitch streamer. Is my audio balance like bad, by the way, Toki? I can't like listen very well. Older men who gave her money and gifts, she took their money and used it to support her lifestyle. Dude! You can clearly see what kind of woman this Miss Stone was. Tell me, what do you think of her now? Right. I don't think you want him to answer that question. Has a way of running his mouth all in the wrong direction. Should I stop him from answering? My client has no idea the victim was seeing other men. Question is relevant to the case. Oof, wince. Dude, Nick, what do you mean irrelevant? That cheating she-dog. Cheating bitch. I'm gonna die. I'm just gonna drop die. When I meet her in the afterlife, I'm gonna get to the bottom of this. Let's continue with the trial. I love the judge is just like, alright. This is a circus already. Oh boy, this is not looking good. Next question. You went to the victim's apartment on the day of the murder, did you not? Did you or did you not? Well, maybe I did and maybe I didn't. Look at that smug bastard. Look at that smug face. What do I do? Have him answer honestly. Tell the truth! Or, yeah, I was there, I went. Dude, chill, she wasn't home, so I didn't see her. The defendant is lying. The prosecution would like to call a witness who proves Mr. Butts is lying. Well, that simplifies matters. The man who found the body just before making the gruesome discovery. He saw the defendant fleeing the scene of the crime. Mr. Payne, excuse me. Call the witness. This is bad. My witness was selling newspapers in the victim's building. Mr. Frank saw it. Get it? Saw it. There's a lot of puns in this game. There's also a lot of like good sprite work and dithering and stuff like that. Like you can see in the wood behind the prosecutor, all those little dots to like blend in a shadow and colors. You sell newspapers. Newspapers, yes. You received your testimony. Please tell the court what you saw on the day of the murder. I was going door to door selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing the apartment. I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Thinking it's strange, I looked inside the apartment. I saw her lying there, a woman not moving, dead. I quailed in fright, found myself unable to go inside. I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. I went to a nearby phone and found a park and found a public phone. I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. The man who ran was, without a doubt, the defendant. So this game is actually like a parody of the Japanese legal system because like apparently it's very difficult to get an acquittal in Japanese court. So part of the parody of this game is that like one witness, they're just like, yep, that's it. Aren't phones supposed to be working in a blackout? However, some cordless phones do not function normally. The phone used was one of those. I have a record of the blackout, so there was a blackout. Now, Mr. Wright. You may begin your cross-examination. So we're going to look at the blackout record. Electricity of the building was out from noon to 6 in her building on the day of the crime. The victim arrived home a day before the murder. Statue of the thinker, it's rather heavy. So we don't really have any of the details that kind of let us beat this case yet. What exactly am I supposed to do? You expose the lies. Your client is innocent, and the witness must have lied in the testimony, or is your client really guilty? How do I prove he's not? You hold the key. It's in your evidence. Compare the witness's testimony to the evidence in hand. There's bound to be a contradiction in there. Find contradictions between the court record and the witness's testimony. Then once you've found contradicting evidence, you present it. So basically, you just kind of... You read, again, the testimony that he just gave. And then I basically compress it every time. So... Oh god. Hold it! It doesn't work. Never mind. So... Does it... Okay, I actually have to, like, press this. Okay. So it's going door to door. So you can press it at no consequence. Isn't the man leaving the apartment a common sight? I find it odd you would take notice of him. I don't know. He just seemed strange to me, that's all. Like he was mad and frightened at the same time, just like a criminal fleeing the scene of a crime. The defense requested the witness refrain from conjecture. Good work, Phoenix. Saw a man that looked suspicious, so what happened next? So you can press at any of these like points, and you don't get any kind of consequences for doing anything wrong. The only time you get consequences, and you can see these exclamation marks, there are lives, is when we present things to contradict them. So if I'm wrong, I lose one of those exclamation points. I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Half open, you say. Yes, the door was open halfway. I watched it for a moment, but no one came to close the door. That's odd, in a big city like this, I thought. Thinking it strange, I looked inside the apartment. Why did you look inside the apartment? What gave you the idea to do that? Well, the door's half open. Isn't it only human to want to peek? We climb mountains because they're there. It's the same thing. Truer words have never been spoken. Anyone would have looked inside. Why did Payne cut him off so quickly? So he looked inside the apartment. What happened then? Then I saw her lying there, a woman, not moving, dead. Are you sure she was dead? Well, no, I guess I wasn't. But she wasn't moving at all. There was blood everywhere. I guess that would look fatal to anyone. So you didn't touch anything in the apartment? Yes. I mean, no, nothing. I thought to call the police. You want to press everything. You thought to call the police. Doesn't mean you didn't actually call them. Please, please listen to the rest of the testimony. Sometimes it's just like literally one thing where they're just like, yeah, that statement was nothing. Just read the next one. Phone in the apartment wasn't working. You say that you didn't go into the apartment, or did you? I can explain that. There was a cordless phone on the shelf in the entryway. I reached inside and tried using that to call. That phone wasn't working. Went to a nearby park and found a public phone. Why use a public phone? Well, you see, I don't have a cell phone, and being in the middle of the afternoon, there was no answer for the other apartments. So the time of death was... So here's the thing. Time of death was 4 to 5 p.m. They said it was the middle of the afternoon. So yeah, I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. Time of death, 7:31, 4 to 5 p.m. Cause of death. So, because it was 1 p.m., because the time of death is 4 to 5, we can present it. You found the body at 1 p.m. You're sure? Yes, it was 1 p.m. for certain. Frankly, I find that hard to believe. Your statement directly contradicts the autopsy report. The autopsy notes the time of death sometimes after 4 p.m. There was no body to find at 1 p.m. Can you explain this 3-hour gap? So, Mr. Payne, this is trivial. The witness merely forgot the time. After his testimony, I find that very hard to believe. Why are you so certain that he found the body at 1 p.m.? Gee, that's a really good question. Great job. Way to put him on the spot. Lies always beget more lies. See through one and the whole story falls apart. So that's basically the point of the games, is you're trying to find evidence that is going to break through, you know, lies. You see, when I found the body, I heard the time. There was a voice saying that the time, it was probably coming from the television. Oh, but it was 3 hours off, wasn't it? I guess the victim must have been watching a video of a taped program. That's why I thought it was 1 p.m. Okay, that's a lot of bullshit. I don't want to say a lot of bullshit, but it's just like... There's a lot of ways to poke holes in that. I've got this one. The first case of every game is supposed to be kind of a pushover just to get you in the mood. You said heard, not saw. All I saw was the body lying there. I didn't think to look at anything else, least in my watch. Isn't that a little strange? You're saying that you heard something, but if you were so shocked by the body, you wouldn't hear anything at all. The witness did say he actually heard something at the time. It's ludicrous to suggest you wouldn't hear anything. There's a voice saying the time was probably coming from the television. Are you sure it was a television and not a radio? Well, I guess it might have been a radio. Incidentally, there was no radio on the premises. There was only one large television. Can't put my finger on it, but something feels fishy. Something about hearing the television. The witnesses testified he heard the time. Okay, so with Mia telling us that, I want to just like 4 to 5 p.m. That's fine. Statue of the Thinker. That's the this is the key to the case, but we can't like what is a key about the case isn't present in this evidence at the moment. Apparently arrived home. Oh yeah, electricity was back. She can't have been electricity was out. Probably coming from the television. We gotta say the blackout record because there was no power from noon to 6. Objection! This record proves it. You couldn't have heard the television or a video. Dun dun dun! Defense has a point. Do you have an explanation? No, I find it quite puzzling myself, quite. Ah! Wait, I remember now. Court prefer to hear an accurate testimony from the very beginning. These constant corrections are harming your credibility. That and you seem rather distraught. Must have been the shock of finding the body. Actually, I didn't hear the time. I saw it. There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? Yeah, the murder weapon. Must have been what I saw. Wait, the murder weapon isn't... You saw a clock? I guess that would explain it. The defense may cross-examine the witness. Hearing the time. Actually, I didn't hear the time. I saw it. That strikes me as a very suspicious mistake. I'm really sorry, I only remember the table clock. Table clock? There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? A table clock? Was there a clock at the scene? This is the first time I've heard of it. Yeah, the murder weapon. He used to the victim. The murder weapon? Yeah, the table clock that was used as the weapon. That's what I said. Did you might doze off in the middle of the testimony? Something's fishy here. Okay, so we're gonna go back. Murder weapon. We're gonna present, and we're gonna present the statue. Because we don't know it's a clock. The murder weapon wasn't a clock, it was a statue. How is it supposed to be a clock? What? Your objections and your evidence. Who do you think you are? You know, the defense attorney? I saw it there, okay? That's a clock. Your Honor, if I may. As the witness stated, the statue is indeed a clock. The neck is just a switch. You can tilt it and says the time out loud. As it doesn't look like a clock, I submitted as a statue. My apologies. So the murder weapon was a clock after all. It appears that the witness testimony is correct. It's a clock. I want to say yes. Your Honor, there is a gaping hole in the testimony. The only way he could have known the weapon was a clock is to hold it by his hand. Yet the witness testified that he never entered the apartment. He went into the apartment. You were inside the apartment on the day of the murder. Oh yeah? Prove it. Prove I was in there. I'll do better than that. I can prove you were the one who killed her. You struck her with the clock, and then the shock of the blow triggered the clock's voice. That was the sound you heard. Order in the court. Intriguing. Please continue. Mr. Saw, the sound must have left quite an impression on you. Understandable, since the murder victim spoke just as you hit the victim. The voice was burned into your mind. That's why you were so certain at the time. What's the meaning of this? This is all baseless conjecture. Baseless? Just look at the witness's face. Would the witness care to elaborate? Did you strike the victim with the clock? That day? I never. Look, the clock, no, her. Shut up, shut up, shut up. I hate you. It was him, I tell you. I saw him. He killed her and he should burn. Death, give me death. I like it because he threw it. Oh no, never mind. I was going to say, it would be cool if he threw it off the bottom screen and it like hit his face. So this is a very common thing in every case, is that you find like a key witness, and then as you badger them and badger them and badger them, they go through a breakdown, and the breakdown is like, it changes their sprite, it changes their demeanor, that kind of stuff. You claim the sound came from the clock. Do you have any evidence? The whole case is riding on this. I better think through this carefully. Examine the clock's batteries. Try sounding the clock. Ask the neighbors. We're gonna try sounding the clock. I think it's 8:25 p.m. That certainly is a strange way to announce the time. Mr. Payne, can you tell me what time it is right now? It's 11:25, so this is key. This is key. This is 9 hours off. As you can see, the clock, the discrepancy between Mr. Sawat heard and the actual time of death. So that's like 4 hours. I guess it's 11:35 p.m. Thinks it's 11:35 a.m. or p.m. So it's like 2 plus 3 hours. Uh-oh, what's he talking about? Well, it seems like the clock is running 3 hours slow. It proves nothing. How do you know it was running slow 3 hours on the day of the murder? If you can't prove that, you don't have the case. Damn it, I was so close. Why am I giving up? We need one more piece of evidence and we know what it is. Man, I cannot let you indict the witness. This ends the cross-examination of Frank Sowlett. I come all the way to testify and look what happens. They treat me like a criminal. The lawyers are all slime. I almost had him. Wait. Sorry, Larry, I failed you. There's nothing I can... Yeah, this is silly. Not so fast! Mia's the best. Listen up, Wright. Don't throw this one away. Not like this. Think. But Chief, it's over. Can't prove the clock was slow the day of the murder. Yes, you can. You have the evidence. Doesn't mean you can't still win. Try thinking out of the box. Don't waste time doubting the facts. Assume the clock was 3 hours slow and think through it. Ask yourself, why was the clock 3 hours slow? Figure out the reason you want to prove. Yes, I can. So the idea, like, this case is really simple. Like, we're almost done this case. Because they give you all the evidence. You don't have to do any investigation. And, basically it's just a matter of presenting each evidence once. So we presented the autopsy report to say that his timing was off. We presented this to say that there was a blackout, so there wasn't a TV playing. We found out it was a statue, so it doesn't sound automatically. So all that's left is the passport. And the passport says he was in Paris the day before. The time zone difference between Paris and Japan is going to be 3 hours. So that's the only one that's left. The victim has just returned from abroad the day before. Time difference between here and Paris is 9 hours. When it's 4 p.m. there, it's 1 a.m. the next day. The clock wasn't 3 hours slow, it was 9 hours fast. The victim hadn't reset her clock since returning home. Proof enough for you, Mr. Sawit? Or should I say Mr. Did It? Terrible. Order in the court. Exactly. This case has certainly turned out differently than we all expected. Mr. Payne, your client, he is arrested and been taken away. Mr. Wright, I have to say I'm impressed. I don't think I've ever seen someone complete a defense so quickly and find the true culprit at the same time. Yeah, we beat this in 40 minutes. Court finds the defendant Larry Butts not guilty. Yay. And with that, the court is adjourned. So that's episode 1. That's nothing. Like if I was just playing episode 1 today. Yeah, this would be a lot shorter. He poses a newspaper salesman to check and see when people were out of the house that day. When Larry went to the apartment, the victim wasn't home. After he left, he let him in to do his dirty work. When he searched, the victim returned flustered. He grabbed the nearest blunt object and killed her. So here's the thing. That exposition, usually in other games or in other cases, you have to like find out that exposition itself. Still can't believe we won. Good job in there. Congratulations. I thought there was more to that case. I forgot how short it was. And it's kind of like, it's kind of misleading because like in other cases, it's like multiple days and it's multiple like going back, getting more investigation, coming back, twist, that kind of stuff. Do you like my raccoon buddy? The raccoon ramen. And it's one of those things where it's just like it takes a lot more. Like I said, I forgot how short that case was. It's pretty much meant to give the player a positive like win. If she's this glad, imagine how Larry must feel. I do. What is the raccoon's name? This is the thing. Hold on. We're gonna go back to the raccoon for a second. So the thing is, the raccoon doesn't have a name, and that's part of why it's good, I think. Anyway, like we've done a lot of like talking about the brand and stuff like that since I've joined the company, and the raccoon doesn't have a name and it doesn't have a confirmed gender. So I think that's part of it, is that you don't know too much about the raccoon, and because you don't know so much about the raccoon, it's easy to project onto. It's easy to basically like put yourself in the raccoon's shoes, or like what he or she would, they, whatever, would talk about. We were talking about why the raccoon doesn't speak and why we don't speak through the raccoon. And part of that is because it's just like a participant. It isn't like active. It isn't talking to the user or the customer through it, which I thought it was really cool. And it's a nice way of thinking about it. So in the future, we are probably actually going to be naming the raccoon. And what I said during the meeting about, they were asking like for suggestions, whatever. I was like, okay, I still want it to be gender neutral, and I still want it to be something that can apply, like it doesn't give too much away from it. And they were talking about, are we gonna like have it speak or whatever? And I'm like, this is why it's chill. It's chill because it doesn't talk, and it's chill because it kind of just acts, and you can project onto it. So I thought it was really cool. They suggested the name Snacks, and I was like, that was like one of the options we were throwing around, and I just love it because Snacks the raccoon. I'm a big fan of Snacks. Snacks are good. We're gonna go back to Phoenix Wright. I'm not gonna change scenes too much, but Snacks the Rex. My life is over. You're supposed to be happy. What's wrong? Aw, Nick, don't worry about me. Good. Wait, no, I mean bad. Bad. You're innocent. The case is closed. But my Cindy Windy's gone, man. Gone forever. She was a gold digger. Congratulations, Harry. Harry Butts. You can see the headlines now. Harry Butts innocent. Thanks. I really owe you one. I won't forget this ever. Hey, I was the one who got you off the hook. Oh, hey. Here, take the murder weapon. A present from me, pour moi. Wasn't this the evidence that... No, actually, I made this clock for her. I made one for her and one for me. Well, thank you. I'll keep it as a memento. Yo, Nick, can you believe it? I was so into that chick, and... Well, she was just playing me for a fool. Doesn't that make you want to cry? Are you so sure? Excuse me? I think she thought a lot of you in her own way. Well, you don't gotta sympathize with me. It's okay. No, I'm not sympathizing. Isn't that right? Do you have something to show your friend? Something that proves how she felt about him? Oh, yeah, right. What the heck is she talking about? This is the clock? It's either the clock or the passport. Check this out. Proof positive that you weren't some chump. This is the clock you made for her. She took it with her while she traveled. She probably just needed a clock. You think so? It's a pretty heavy clock to take traveling. Yeah, that's probably going to get some airline fees. Hey, Nick. I'm glad I asked you to be my lawyer. Really, I am. Thanks. Hope that made him feel a little bit better. So that's case one. That takes no time. You see the importance of evidence now. Also, things change depending on how you look at them. People, too. We never really know if our clients are guilty or innocent. All we can do is believe in them. And in order to believe in them, you have to believe in yourself. Right. Listen. Learn. Grow strong. Never let go of what you believe in. Never. Well, I think our work here is done. Shall we be off? I guess so. How about dinner on me? We'll drink a toast to the innocent butts. To innocent butts. Speaking of Harry, it's Larry. You're saying part of why you became a lawyer was because of him. Or part of that, at least. You'll have to tell me more about it sometime. Maybe over drinks? I love Mia. Mia's great. She's also quite attractive. And so my first trial came to a close. Larry slapped me on the back and said, "Gee, Nick, it's good to have friends, but I'm pretty sure he's not going to pay me. Unless you count the clock he gave Mia." I didn't know it then, but that clock was soon going to be the center of another incident. My promise not to tell the chief about me and Larry would be one promise I wouldn't be able to keep. Case end. That's the end of the game. That's it. So we're going to save up to the clear point. We don't really need to save. I'm playing on a ROM with everything unlocked. So episode 5 is the last episode. I haven't beaten it. I've just used a cheat in order to chapter select everything. I don't know why. I've had this ROM for a while. Turnabout Sisters is the next case. Music in this game is really good. Like, design of this game is really good. I don't need cheats. I didn't cheat at all. I'm not going to use cheats in the stream. It was more of just unlocking everything just because I think I wanted to test something. I don't remember. Sorry, I've been so busy. It's Mia. And, well, lonely. It's all your fault. That's good to hear. Actually, I'm calling because I have a favor to ask. I know. You want me to hold evidence for you. Sharp as always. There's a lot of buzz about the upcoming trial. I don't feel safe keeping the evidence here. Excuse me. It's a clock. It's a clock. It's made to look at the statue of the thinker. It even tells you the time. I thought you might like it. You always like toys. Hey, I'm not a little girl anymore, sis. Or I'm only teasing. I should probably tell you the clock isn't talking right now. It's not working. I had to take the clockwork out. I put some papers inside of it instead. Is that the evidence then? Yeah, well, there's a possibility that it might turn out that way. Can you come by the office, say 9 o'clock to pick it up? I'll be in a pre-trial meeting until then. Like burgers. Hamburgers. With the usual joint. It's a deal. Okay, sis, see you soon. I'll be waiting, Maya. Conversation recorded. September 5th, 9:27 a.m. So things in this game... Wait, okay, 9:27 a.m. This is p.m. Now, Miss Faye, I'll take what's mine in the papers. I'm sorry, but I can't give you what I don't have. Miss Faye, you are a poor liar. That must be the thinker that swallowed those papers. How could you know? You're not cogniferous of my background? Gathering information is my business. I should have been more careful. Ho ho! My dear Ms. Faye, I'm so very sorry, but I'm afraid I must ask you for one more thing. Your eternal silence. Farewell, Ms. Faye. Oh no! I love how they're always really cognizant to use gloves. Red, white, blue. America. Oh no, he's an American capitalist. Yes, yes he is. His name is Red White from the Blue Company. All the names in this game have fucking puns. It's great. I don't know why I'm sniffling so much. I don't have corona, I promise. So this is September 5th, 908. So this is after the Moida. Uh-oh, I'm late. That's strange. The chief must have gone home already. She said her sister was coming over, so we should all go out for dinner. What's that smell? Blood? Mia? Maybe she's in her office. So, it's weird that she uses hot pink, though. Yeah, there's explanations for that. So, this is the first, like, we didn't get to do this before. So, examining. This is obviously a GBA screen, so, like, you got to think that this game was, except for the 5th case, this game was made for the Game Boy Advance. So when we hit examine, we can use the touchscreen, so I can use my mouse, or I can use a controller. But basically, you just press, if there's anything that's examinable, a button will come up, which I can't. So in the previous case, we couldn't move, we couldn't examine things. It also sucks because I really like Mia as a character, and they give her like a very positive like relationship in the first case where she's all like your mentor and shit, and then they kill her, and it's like, sis, someone's there, and then they kill her, and it sucks. Chief, 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 Snake, Snake. Who are you? She just leaves. I like how Phoenix is basically like, okay, we gotta fucking make... She dropped out cold. I left her lying on the office sofa. I like how Phoenix has the wherewithal to just be like, okay. I also like how they kind of give us an upskirt. That's kind of weird. Then all too quickly it began to fade until finally she was cold. Craig Adams. Chief. So, I like how Phoenix has the wherewithal to be like, okay, we gotta lock down the fucking... also, there's, if I press the L button, it switches the view, which is kind of cool. Sorry, I don't know why I'm, like, so sniffly. Give me a second. I'm gonna blow my nose. I don't like this. I'm not sick. I'm just, like, weirdly sniffly. I had to look and be like, oh god, does that show up on camera? Me blowing my nose. So like I said, I like how Phoenix has the wherewithal in order to basically say, shit, we gotta lock down the crime scene, we gotta look at some stuff. So like I said earlier, when we tried to examine in the other room, there was no examine button. So when there's stuff to examine, there's a large building right across, the Gatewater Hotel. So it's like the Watergate Hotel. Ha ha ha. So that'll be important in the case. Some shards of glass are scattered on the floor. They seem to be the remains of a glass light stand. So that light stand will be important. We can see it. I'm sorry you can't like see the actual like where I'm pointing, but so it's encrusted with dried blood. How ironic that this became the murder weapon again. It's the thinker. Chief. It's hard seeing her like this, but I'll see if there's any clues here. She was struck on the head with a blunt object. She probably died instantly. The thinker lying next to her must have been the murder weapon, excuse me. So we get the murder weapon added to our court record. Seems there's some glass shards. Must be pieces of glass. So So we get the glass shards. So this is, like I said, the more of the investigation that we didn't get. A piece of paper. It must have fallen from Mia's hand. What could it be? So we just point to it. The word is written in blood in the scrap of paper. Maya? The piece of paper is a receipt from a department store dated yesterday. So anything with dates and times are things that are always a big deal. That's enough snooping around. Better call the police and find out what this girl's doing here. So I think we... Oh yeah, wait, there's a phone. Right, better call the police. That's funny. A few of the screws on the receiver are missing. It looks like someone was halfway through taking it apart. Police? Please come quick. Someone's screaming from outside the window. She's staring right at me. She's holding a phone in her hand. I think I can just go and examine the window. Never mind. Better not use it. Chief was never good. All she uses is a PC4 was email she picked at the ancient model at some garage sale for practically nothing. So there's not a lot of nice, like, flavor text. Spend big on stuff the clients use, but keep your own stuff simple. The Fay & Co. ledger book. Everything is written in the ultra neat handwriting. It's a small office, but it makes a good amount of money. So nothing on the books, nothing on this plant. I think all the chief's important documents are packed here. That's why she filed their case recordings and recent rulings. Okay, so this is all flavor. We're gonna move back into the law offices. Okay. That girl just now, where'd she go? I put her right here on the sofa. Uh-oh. I hope she didn't run out on me. Oh, she's still here. Yipes! Who are you? It's okay, I work here. Maya. Maya Fay. Maya Fay? Maya? So, Mia was writing this girl's name. Maybe I should show her the receipt? I never thought there'd be a use for evidence like this outside the courtroom. So, this is just kind of the... Oh, can I not? Oh, we have talk and present now. So, talk ends up with a bunch of topics. And then present is how we show people evidence not in the courtroom. So if I do this and then present it. Before Mia died, she wrote a message in her own blood. She wrote it on the back of this receipt. That's my name. Why would she write my name? Now I've done it. Wee-oo. The police sounds like they're coming this way. Freeze, police. Ah, it's Gumshoe. I'm Detective Dick Gumshoe. Gumshoe? What an odd name. We received a report from the building across the way. We got a person saying they saw a murder. It must have been the woman I saw. Anyways, I don't want you to either to move an inch, okay? Great, just great. Maya, wait, she couldn't have... Nah. Whoa, excuse me. Eek. The word Maya here didn't mean anything to you? That's my name. What? Drew this here note in her own blood. With her dying breath, she wrote out her killer's name. Why would I be here? Case closed. That's it. Case 2, over. Mia's younger sister, Maya, was arrested on the spot. Taken in for questioning and didn't get out until the next morning. My eyes were heavy. Couldn't sleep. I sat around waiting for the visiting hours to get into the detention center. I had to talk to Maya as soon as possible. So at the detention center, this is going to be something that is pretty common. We're going to be back here a lot. They poor Maya locked up in here like a criminal. Oh, it's you, the lawyer. Good morning. She looks so tired. Are you going to be my attorney? Well, that's not what I wanted to ask you about. That's what I wanted to ask you, excuse me. We're going to be, of course I will. Yeah, of course I will. Cheer up. Really? Whoa, did I say the wrong thing? She looks even sadder now. What's wrong? No, no one could. Who would believe me? Even you, when you found me in the office, you looked at me like I had done it. Did I look at her like that? No, I never thought. It's okay, I understand. And I've also heard about you. Oh, she's smiling now. Heard what about me? I was talking to my sister on the phone the other day. Today was my junior partner's first time in court. Really? How'd that go? It was quite the scene. Honestly, I was on edge the whole time. It's been a while. So he crashed and burned? He's a genius. One of those strike fear into the hearts of evil. Perfect. The only thing he's lacking is experience. Sounds like it was fun. Well, I know where to go if I ever get in trouble now. I don't know, Maya. I think you might want him to wait. Give him 3 more years. That is, unless you want to be found guilty. Thanks, Mia. I appreciate that. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to trouble you. No, it's okay. But at the same time, I can't just sit and watch. When I think of the person who did this to Mia, I know. So we just gotta get some information. There's something I mean to ask you. What's with the outfit? Oh, that. This is what all acolytes wear. It's my uniform, you could say. Acolytes? Like people in religious training? What is it to you? Or what is it you do? I'm a spirit medium. In training. A spirit medium? I'm pretty sure that qualifies as strange. Could you tell me about the day of the murder? Also, another thing that the, like, because it's cheats, you can oh, that's what I wanted to do. So I wanted to play it. I wanted to play it myself and not on stream. The thing is if you hold down the A button, you get the fast forward command, and it lets you fast forward through all the dialogue. If you've never played the game before, or you never played the episode before, it doesn't let you fast forward through the text. So I think that was my thing, is I wanted to get to the case that I had already played, or something like that, or maybe I was restarting, and I wanted to get to the point of the case that I had already done. So I just wanted to fast forward. Oh, hello, Rox. I appreciate you stopping by. Do you want to hear it in your own voice? I'm pretty sure the conversation is on my cell phone. You recorded it. I forgot how to delete those things. Awesome. Let's talk about spirit mediums. So you're an acolyte, or medium in training. The Fae family, especially the women, have always been very sensitive to the spirit world. Wait a second, you said the Fae family. So Mia was into this stuff too? Of course. She left the mountain to follow her career, she said. Her powers were first class. I had no idea. So, you're a real honest to goodness spirit medium with ESP and all that? Yeah, in training. Well, can't you contact me as spirit then? We can just ask who killed her. I'm sorry, I'm still in training. I couldn't do something on that level. I thought that would be too easy. Your cell phone! Rox, if you have never played these games before. Basically, it's a lawyer visual novel. We just started the second case in the game. My boss, Mia Faye, who was my kind of assistant, or like I was her junior partner in the first case, she was murdered. Maya was found at the scene of the crime. It's her sister, spirit medium in training. Dick Gumshoe is the detective in charge of the local precinct in the investigation. Basically, we found out that Mia was trying to hide evidence to keep it safe, to give it to Maya. Someone murdered her. And there's going to be some stuff involved. So the phone conversation was saved. The detective took my cell phone. Oh, right, of course. Next time I see Detective Gumshoe, I'll ask him for it. I'll write you a note so you don't forget. So that's the thing. These memos and stuff like that. Never played it, but watched the first season of the anime. I have some idea of the plot. That's good. So these memos are important because in order to get things from characters, we need to be able to have something to present to them. So when we wanted to talk to Maya about the name written on the receipt, it didn't show up in the talk topics. So we need to present something to her in order to get her to talk about that topic. And in most like conversations with people, we can just present everything and see what they talk about us, and that's usually how we progress in the story. But in this case, we need that cell phone from the detective, so we need to get that memo in order to prompt that discussion point. I was wondering, could I ask a favor? This is the address of a famous lawyer. My sister gave it to me a long time ago. She said if I was ever in trouble, I should call him. And while I'm in trouble, do you think you could ask him to represent me? Well, shit. Sure, I'll do it. Sure, why not? I'll go ask. I have no one else to turn to. What about me? What about your parents? I see. They're dead. The trial's tomorrow? What if this guy refuses? They throw if I don't find one, the state will pick an attorney. Well, when will that happen? They're giving me until 4 p.m. this afternoon. Visitor hours are almost up. I better hurry. There's no time zone or anything like that in the, or time requirement. Thankfully. Could you tell me about the day of the murder? We didn't get this. All I've been doing the last few hours is talking about it. I've kind of gotten used to it. I got a call from my sister. She wanted me to hold on to a piece of evidence for the upcoming trial. That's the thinker clock. This practically qualifies as a serial murder by now, because the clock was the murder weapon in the last case. So then, when did you arrive at the office? Right around 9. Also, Rox, you didn't see, I have a green screen now. So, I've got a fancy background. And, my camera's also really good because I'm using a mirrorless camera instead of a webcam. I still have my webcam, it's just not hooked up at the moment. Lights are off and I can smell blood. Oh, I've been following your stream updates on Twitter. Whoops, sorry. My setup looks superb now. Yeah, the funny thing is that now, because I'm in so many meetings for work, when I bought this, I was like super worried. I was like, oh god, I'm not going to stream. I'm going to end up stressing about spending money on this shit. And then I was like, oh wait, I'm in so many video calls for work that I might not use the green screen, but everything else, everyone's always just like, man, your camera looks really good. And I'm just like, yeah, you know, this is how we do. That's all I need to hear for now. Also, the podcast with Will, yeah, definitely. What's with that? Oh, wait, didn't we do this? So yeah, like I said, because we've completed it all. How do I... Okay, we can't present anything more, so we're going to go to Grossberg Law Offices, because the court record, she gave us Maya's memo. Or she didn't give us the address, I guess. I guess we just unlocked the ability to go to the Grossberg Law Offices. And that's the lawyer, she said, to talk to. I just want to go back here just in case. The office is filled with police officers. They're all busy searching for clues. Oh yeah, Gumshoe's here. So we can choose to go to a number of different places, and we just need to advance the plot. We can't go back to the courtroom until we've gotten everything. So basically the game prevents us from like soft locking in saying, oh, you didn't get a piece of evidence, you can't advance the case. No, you can't actually go back to the courtroom until you've got everything you need to do in order to advance the story. You're that Butts guy. No, I'm Phoenix Wright. Phoenix Butts was the killer from the last case, and I was a lawyer. And you were Detective Gumshoe. Detective Suede Shoes. Love it. Dick Gumshoe. Hang on, that's Detective Gumshoe. Anyways, get the name right. Don't call me Dick. Hey, Dick, get over here. Yes, sir. Be right there. Gumshoe's the best. You were a lawyer, right, pal? So it's just a case of presenting your evidence at the correct time to progress the trial. Yes. So in the first game, at least, there's 4 cases that were part of the original Game Boy Advance game. The 5th case was made for the DS remake, and they added some touchscreen stuff like fingerprint spraying and luminol and stuff like that. So that's another thing. And then in other games, there's a prosecutor side of the game, which is one of the characters in this game that we'll meet. And you actually like walk around with him in his games in order to like find evidence and stuff like that. But in these games, you basically are talking to people in order to get things to present at the right times. And then usually during court cases, you're just picking apart evidence. You get like a witness testimony, and the witness testimony is segmented into a number of screens like this, and you can either press them in order to explain things more, and that can unlock, you know, revised testimony or other things, or you can present evidence in order to find contradictions in their logic or their story. You'll see it when I'm there. So Gumshoe thinks that I'm her lawyer. I'm not formally her lawyer yet. So we're going to present the memo again, because we wanted to get the cell phone from Maya. So I have that. Do you think I could get that back? Sure. I mean, wait a second. Tricky lawyer. Uh-oh. He's on to me. Tell him not so straight. Okay, I can't be straight with this guy, but what should I tell him? Something the matter? Oh no. That carrying strap on the cell phone, it says Steel Samurai, Warrior of Neo Old Tokyo. That's going to come up. That's a touch the nose moment. The Steel Samurai, that action hero on TV. You see that strap is a collector's item. She was worried it might get lost if it went down to the precinct. Yes. Okay, pal. I wrote down all the numbers she called down anyway. Here you know. Seems he didn't notice the recorded conversation, so we get the cell phone back by being a little less than honest. I think it still gives you the cell phone back if you say tell it to him straight. So we can check the court record in order to listen to the touch the check button to listen. So we have a transcript of the call, and this is going to be a thing where we're going to be able to look at each page of the transcript and present that as a separate piece of evidence, and then that'll be able to contradict certain things when it comes to the trial. So this is Mia. What's up? You haven't called in a while. Well, actually, there's something I want you to hold on to for me again. We heard all this in the intro, but for you who weren't here, we might as well repeat it. Again, what is it this time? It's a clock. It's made to look like the statue of the thinker, and it tells you the time. Should probably tell you the clock isn't talking right now. It's not working? That's lame. I had to take the clockwork out. Sorry. I put some papers inside it instead. So that's a real important thing that's going to come up in the trial, is that the clock does not function like a clock. The clock is not functional. She took the clockwork out. Papers, is that the evidence then? I'll leave it up to your imagination. See you tonight at 9. So that proves to us that they made plans for 9 and that the clockwork is out, so it doesn't function like a clock. So I can present anything that I want to Gumshoe. He didn't notice the recorded conversation. I can put the thinker there. I was wondering, do you know anything about this? The statue, that's a murder weapon. He thinks the clock is just a statue too. He doesn't know it's a clock. I'm starting to wish I'd never seen this thing. There are broken glass at the scene of the crime. Oh, that. Seems like a glass stand next to the victim fell over. The glass shards were pieces of the broken stand. This was a piece of paper next to the victim, wasn't there? The one with the killer's name. Are you sure that Mia wrote it herself? Given the condition of the writing, it's hard to say if it's her handwriting or not. So there's no proof that Mia wrote it. So again, all we're doing is presenting evidence, and basically we need to keep these things in our head and say there's no proof that Mia wrote it. They wouldn't mention it to us unless it was like a thing. I think I can also go to the court record. No, I can't actually. In some cases, you can present, like you can use the present action on the profiles, but in this case, no. So we presented everything to Gumshoe in order to get it. Now we have topics to talk about. Sometimes you have to just find the right combination of talk and then present, and then that unlocks another talk option, and that's really annoying. It's no use. She might have been your boss, but doesn't mean you get any special treatment. You can see the report, but that's all. So we get the autopsy report. We're going to talk about Maya. I'm looking forward to the trial. Sorry, pal, but this is the one trial you aren't going to win. The city's put prosecutor Edgeworth on the prosecution. Edgeworth. I'm sure you know that means that you being a lawyer and all. I guess I've asked all the questions I need to. You all done? One more thing I wanted to mention to you. I don't suppose you're planning on talking to the witness. Anyways, you better not. No influencing the witness with your lawyerly ways. Oh, that's the witness. Come to think of it, I completely forgot about her. The witness? Yeah, Miss April May. Get it? April May. Hey, we're in April. Sorry about this, but I can't tell you anything about her. So you just told me your name, Miss May. So you've already sent her home? You're trying your lawyerly tricks on me. She's not going to go outside the room until the trial. She's still in the hotel across the way. I guess I should know better than to try to get a detective to leak information. Time to pay a visit to Miss May. Prosecutor Edgeworth. You know him. Of course I do. I know him. He's a feared prosecutor. He doesn't feel pain. He doesn't feel remorse. He won't stop until he gets that... Excuse me. Guilty verdict. You make him barely sound human. Still, I'm afraid this pretty much decides the case. So again, you weren't here when I said this, but this game is a parody of the Japanese legal system, and it's a satire where in Japan it's very hard to get an acquittal. He hasn't lost a case since he became prosecuted at an incredibly young age of 20. There are rumors of back alley deals and forged evidence. All I know for sure is that Edgeworth hates crime with an almost abnormal passion. I never imagined I'd be facing him so soon. So again, I don't really think we could have to do any, like, present it, but you never know. Thanks for this, don't mention it. When it comes to dealing with lawyers, fight fair and square is our motto. I don't know how I feel seeing everything written up like this. It makes Mia's death seem so routine. So again, we're gonna check the, we don't need to examine anything here. Actually no, it's court record. Court record, Mia's autopsy report. 9/5? So it's May, or is it September today? I think it's September 9th today. At 9 p.m., cause single blunt force trauma. Death was instantaneous. So again, we can make that connection, right? Because there's a thing in the log that says, see you tonight at 9, and then she died at 9. So basically there's a reason for Maya to be there, either as a murderer or just coincidentally. So we've done everything that we can here. We've got all the things. We don't need to examine anything because it's just an office. So we can go to three places right now. We can go back to talk to Maya. We can go to the Grossberg Law offices, and we can go to the Gatewater Hotel in order to talk to April May. According to the receptionist, the big boss is out. She couldn't say when he'd be back. Must be hard to keep track of anything when you're a famous lawyer. Not to mention to run an office like this. I'll have to come back later. But in the meantime, we can examine some things. Solid mahogany desk. The wood's been polished to a deep luster. This painting is important later. Painting has been bugging me ever since I stepped in here. The oil paint is actually so thick it's practically giving me a stuffed nose. Speaking of which, I have a stuffed nose. I'm sure the price is nothing to sneeze at either. Expensive potted plant. No idea what kind of plant it is, but it's probably the most expensive one available. So there's a lot of flavor in this game. A table for clients. An elegant ebony case. If I'm not mistaken, that later is made out of solid gold. I can tell someone here has got money to burn. Expensive looking mahogany bookshelves filled with expensive looking books. Funny, they don't look as they've ever been read. So that's pretty much it. We're gonna move to the Gatewater Hotel. Normally, when it's the right place to go to advance the story, you get this tuck, 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 tuck. Well, hello there, handsome. Hi. Smooth, right? Real smooth. Yeah, I see. I feel you. You're the lawyer, aren't you? A detective told me. He said, don't say nothing to that lawyer, pal. None of itself. Thank Detective Gumshoe for making my job harder. This is all like something out of a movie. Let me go freshen up. I pity the lawyer that has to cross-examine this one. So, she's gone. We can't move to go follow her. So, all we have to do is examine the room now. And there's some things that... this is kind of like a look and find game, if that makes sense. We have to find things that don't make sense. So the first one is the late summer sunlight streams through the window. There's a Fay & Co. law office building, of course. You can see the inside of the room pretty clearly from here. I think it would be a little difficult to recognize a face from this distance, though. So that's something important. Also this table. Bottle of 2 glasses are on the table. Someone must have been staying with her. Look at the painting. Ah, a still scene painting. Wait, shouldn't that be still life? Whatever. One of those is hanging on the wall. And then we have this thing sticking out of the drawer conspicuously. There's a screwdriver stuck in the door. I wonder what's inside. Hey, hey, what are you doing? Ooh, bad boy. You really shouldn't pry around other people's rooms now. I wonder what could be inside that drawer. So we're gonna talk what you witnessed. I think you can tell me something. I like a man with a big vocabulary. Gulp. Better not encourage her. You know the thing that that happened the other day? The bad thing? What did you see when it happened? I don't suppose you can tell me about it? Dream on. If you want me to know, you'll have to come to court. That's some, like, that's a deep V. That's not just some, like, run-of-the-mill cleavage. That's, like, you see the outward, or, like, the whole curve of the boob. Are you hitting on me? No. Hey, I'm just doing my job. Tee-hee. Believe me, this is the first time in my life I've blushed this much. Can you just tell me what it is you do? No. Anyway, I got your hopes up. So this is to pretty much teach us, hey, there's like people are gonna stonewall you. Mr. Big Detective, why don't you look for clues in the garbage? I don't like lawyers. So everything was too easy up until this point. Everything was too easy in the sense of, like, I like how Mizu's inviting me to play Dota 2 right now. Doesn't this man know I'm streaming some visual novels? We can present her a bunch of things. She can't take them away. I think, like... Okay, she's just gonna give me the same thing over and over. I just want to make sure. So this is basically to introduce us and also to, like, make us examine the room. But she's got nothing for us at the moment. Like, we've already talked about all the topics. Sorry, I wanted to fast forward through this. So we're done there. We're going to go back to Grossberg Law Offices because he might be back. Yeah. Nope, he's still out. Maybe I should just wait for him to come back. Ahem! Wasn't the most over-the-top clearing of the throat I've ever heard. Hey, it's Grossberg. He looks even grander than I imagined. The badge on your collar. Ah, so you're a lawyer, are you now? What do you want? I'm not particularly busy these days. Please proceed. Not busy, then how come no one can get in touch with you? What do you want? Out with it. Well, actually it's about Maya Fey. Ah, yes, Maya Fey, go on. Why the strange reaction? Ah-cha-cha. I'm really quite busy here, son. I can't go taking cases on a day's notice. That's impossible. Wait a second. How do you know the trial was tomorrow and you said you weren't busy? It's impossible for me to represent her. Sorry, end of discussion. What's going on? He refused me before I even got a chance to ask him. What do I tell Maya? Your refusal. How did you refuse? Well, you see, it's just that I'm busy. The client is Mia Fey's sister. Mia trusted you. She knew her sister would be in good hands. However, I'm sorry, but I must refuse. Sorry, goodbye. I don't have the time to argue with you. I'll go look elsewhere. Huh? Did you say something? I think not, I said. What do you mean? I'm terribly, terribly sorry, but I'm afraid that no lawyer worth their salt will take on this particular case. Terribly sorry. I cannot say. I beg your pardon, but could you leave? What's going on here? Something's strange. How did you know? She worked here a long time ago. Quite the apprentice, learned my techniques in the blink of an eye. She left quite suddenly. She had a mission, you see. You could see it in her eyes. She followed it with a burning passion, never looked back. There's the painting. That's quite a painting. You noticed. It's my pride and joy. Impressive, isn't it? Well, isn't it? The color of the sky, the hue of the sea, the weave of the straw hat. It's worth at least 3 million yen. I imagine it's yen. I have no intention of parting with it. I wasn't interested. It's not for sale. I'm not buying. So that's pretty much it. Actually, we'll see if we can present some stuff to him. Very sorry. Nothing to say. Very sorry. Nothing to say. Okay. We've already talked. I keep going to talk when I mean to go to move. Okay, back to the detention center. Hiya. You're back. I like how there's like the implication that she's been sitting in this room the whole time. What do I tell her? Well, just be honest. I don't think you should really use that guy. He didn't seem healthy. What really happened? You don't mean he refused. I've been abandoned then. Oh shit, we already talked about data crime. We already talked about this. Your family. I don't know if we did this or not. What about your family? I only had my sister. My father died when we were really young. I don't know where my mother is. Don't know, so she could still be alive. The women in my family have been mediums for generations. They say that ESP runs in our blood. Well, 15 years ago, our family was involved in an incident. There was a man, and he ruined our mother's life. After that, she disappeared. Several years after that, my sister announced she would become a lawyer, and she left the mountain. So you live by herself. I've gotten used to it. Oh, also, I had to become independent or else I would lose my ESP. I feel bad for her all by herself up on that mountain. Your mother's enemy. Who is this man who ruined your mother? Well, 15 years ago there was an unusual murder case. It made quite a stir. Apparently everyone was talking about it. Police were running out of leads and they were getting desperate. They didn't use a spirit medium, did they? Police convinced my mother to try and contact the victim. Wow, so what happened? The case was solved, we thought. The man my mother helped the police capture was innocent. Police's consultation with the medium had all been carried out in secret. But the man found out about it. A man found out about it and leaked it to the press. He told the papers that my mother was a fraud. The media jumped on it big time. She, my mother, became the laughingstock of the nation. White. Excuse me? White? That was his name. My sister told me. White? Just a little longer now before my state-appointed lawyer comes, I guess. 4 p.m. Time's up. What should I do? Do I leave her and just go home? Defend Maya, obviously. I'm going to defend you, whether you want me to or not. Why? Someone else is the culprit. Duh. There's something about this whole thing that smells fishy. That witness's strange behavior, was it all that? The way that the lawyer refused to help out Mom. But more than that, she has no one else to help her. Nothing is more sad or lonely than that. I know, I've been there a long, long time ago. Aw. Why did I become a lawyer in the first place? Because someone has to look out for the people who have no one on their side. Justice. Maya, I won't abandon you, you can count on me. That's so kind of you, Sniff. Well, let's fight this one and get you out of here. She smiled at last. She's looking like an entirely different person. One last question. You are innocent, right? Yes. And I trust you, so you trust me too, okay? So what's the deal? So what next? There's something here that's bugging me. Just what was inside that strange woman's drawer? So when I tried to look into it, into the drawer that she got all defensive, there has to be something in there. Okay, we're gonna present. What do we get so far? We got the autopsy report. Sorry, never seen that before. Hey, I got your cell phone back. Can I listen to my sister's voice? Maya's eyes closed. She listened to every word with such intensity. Before long, tears began to roll down her cheeks. Aw. Thank you. That's nice. You mean the one with my name on it? Any idea why she? Absolutely none. Do you trust me? I trust you. I trust you. Why? Don't you think I did it too? No, I don't. It's just a hunch, but that detective thinks I did it. This was next lying next to the chief's body. I saw it too. They said it was pieces of a broken light stand. They keep bringing up the light stand, so it's going to come up during the case. I wanted to ask you about the murder weapon. Better not ask her about this now. Alright, so we've done a bunch of things. I guess we go back to the Fay and Co. law offices. Yes. Looks like Detective Gumshoe has gone home. The police are keeping themselves busy. No one has the time to talk to me. Guess I'll head out. Okay, so nothing to do there. I guess we go back to the Gatewater and see if we can see what's... Okay, nice. Bellboy. Excuse me, you are... I beg your pardon. I'm the bellboy of this establishment. I've come up to deliver room service. Ah, she's drinking tea. Cultured. Do you know where Miss May is? I believe our guest Miss May is currently using the facilities. If you've no need of anything, I'll be taking my leave. Please stay as long as you like. Enjoy. Wait, no, hey. Why does it seem like every time I come up here, I end up embarrassing myself? Wait, now's my chance to snoop around. I almost forgot. May I ask you to inform that there is a message for her? Please tell her that Mr. White of Blue Corp phoned. Mr. White of Blue Corp? Where have I heard that name? White. That was his name, my sister told me. White was the name of the guy that ruined Mia and his mother. Could it be a coincidence? So, two people in the room. A screwdriver with a half-open drawer. What do we have here? A wiretap? What would a woman like her be holding a thing like this? Wiretap added to the court record. There's definitely something suspicious about Miss May. Why would she have something like this in her hotel room? There's a story behind it. Alright, I'll be using this evidence in a bit in tomorrow's trial. For Maya's sake, I'll get to this woman's bottom. Wait, I mean, you know what I mean. Oh, bellboy. Time to scram. So, this is the thing. Wouldn't that evidence be inadmissible? And, like, wouldn't that be, like, trespassing or, like, some kind of shit that Phoenix would get in trouble for? Anyways, bottom screen, save cleared data up to this point. So, that's the investigation phase, I think, of this case. Multiple cases have multiple investigation phases, but I think since they're easing us into the examination phase, or like investigation phase, sorry, they only have one in this case. All right, back in the courtroom. Court is now in session for the trial of Ms. Maya Fay. The prosecution is ready. Hi, Edgeworth. Defense is ready, Your Honor. Miles Edgeworth. Better not show any signs of weakness or it'll be on me in a second. Please give the court your opening statement. The defendant, Ms. Maya Fay, was at the scene of the crime. Prosecution has evidence she committed murder. We have a witness who saw her do it. Prosecution sees no reason to doubt the facts on this case. You may call your first witness. We're going to call Gumshoe to the stand. Witness, please state your name and profession. My name is Dick Gumshoe. I'm the detective in charge of the homicides down at the precincts. Please describe for us the details of the murder. Let me use this floor map of the office to explain. Okay, so we have... This is going to come up where we're going to be able to, like, point to things. The cause of death, loss of blood due to being struck by a blunt object. The murder weapon was a statue of the thinker found next to the body. It was heavy enough to be a deadly weapon, even in the girl's hands. They're still calling it a statue. See? They don't know it's a clock. Even though the judge knows it's a clock because he presided over the previous case. You immediately arrested Ms. Maya Fey, was found at the scene, correct? Can you tell me why? I like that screen transition. They use a bunch of like dithered pixels in order to show like a motion. Please testify the court about this hard evidence. Witness testimony. As soon as the phone call came in, I rushed to the scene. There were two people there already, the defendant, Ms. Maya Fey, and the lawyer, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I immediately arrested Ms. Maya Fey. Why? We had a witness account describing her. The witness saw Ms. Maya Fey at the very moment of the murder. Well, you're right, you may begin the cross-examination. Cross-examine what? I couldn't see a single contradiction. Whoosh, smack. Maya just threw something at me. What's this? When my sister couldn't find any contradictions in witness testimony, she would bluff it and press the witness on every detail. The witness always slips up and says something wrong. So we didn't really have to press anything in the previous case. There wasn't anything that like unlocked when we pressed anything. Actually, there was. As soon as the phone call came, I rushed to the scene. So we just press everything. Who did you say you got a call from? Hey pal, don't play dumb. You know who. Call was from a customer across the at the Gatewater Hotel across the street. Please continue. There's, like I said, there's no consequences for pressing. We can't like lose life. There were two people who were there already, so it was me. How long would you say it took between you receiving a call and the arrival at the scene of the crime? Say about 3 minutes. That's pretty fast. My motto this month is quick response. Slam. Are you absolutely sure it was us? Your dumb act will... With you the funky hippie clothes and you with your spiky hair, there's two people stand out. He does have a point. She's pretty unmistakable. I should probably pick my points to press with a little more care. I like how the game's just like, don't press everything, you idiot. I immediately arrested Ms. Maya Fey. We had a witness account describing her. Hold up just 1 second. If I heard correctly, you said that you arrested her because you had hard evidence. Did I said that? Me? Yeah, I heard you say it. You did say it. You said it. Exactly what about this suspicious woman in pink's claim is hard evidence? Ms. May isn't suspicious, and she sure isn't pink, pal. She is. Well, I guess she is pink. That's enough. Do you have any other solid proof to her claims? Oh, gumshoe, you silly duck. Silly goose, I believe, is the correct euphemism. Pressing can have its advantages. Yes, we do. I got the order of things mixed up, Your Honor, sir. There's something I told you first. So pressing things unlocks other testimony, which then you can usually present stuff to. After securing the suspect, I had examined the scene of the crime with my own eyes. I found a memo. So this is the receipt. Lab tests show that the blood was the victim's. Also, there was blood found on the victim's finger. Before she died, the victim wrote the killer's name. It's gonna be something stupid like, you know, her writing hand was right and it was pricked on her left or something like that. Oh yeah, I know, sorry. For some reason, I think I remember that like English isn't your first language. Or I think you have like an alternate language Twitter account. That's what I'm thinking about, sorry. Why didn't you testify about this vital piece of evidence the first time? I forgot. After securing the suspect, I examined the scene of the crime with my own eyes. I found a memo of a piece of paper next to the victim's body. It isn't a piece of paper, it's a receipt. Just because you found it next to the body doesn't mean the victim wrote it. Oh ho! Then who did write it? Who? The killer. Anyone can see that. Oh ho! You're saying that the killer wrote her own name? Bloody please, no, we're saying it's something else. Objection! Hold on. If that's the case, where's your evidence? Ah, irk. Guess I was a bit of a tall order. Those without evidence shouldn't open their mouths. On it, the word Maya was written clearly in blood. Do you have proof it was Mia who wrote it? Of course I do. Uh-oh. You sounded pretty confident. Sometimes pressing sucks because all it does is lead into the next thing that you've already read. So, what kind of tests were these again? Hermogoblins? Hermogoblin bobbin? That's quite clear. I think you can expect a pleasant bonus in your next paycheck. Isn't that just bribery right there? That was a mess. Wait, hold on. I wanted to see that again. Why was he so sad if he got a... We're just gonna fast forward through this. I think you can expect a pleasant bonus in your next paycheck. Why is he sad about it? There's blood found on the victim's finger. It was the victim's blood. Which hand was it? Aha, the right hand. She was right-handed, so it does eliminate that aspect of the plot that I brought up. I guess it wasn't able to see where I was getting there. Before she died, the victim wrote the killer's name. How do we know? Detective Gumshoe, do you think you actually get a lot of cases where the victim actually writes the killer's name? Sure. Happens all the time in books and movies. This isn't a movie, but it is a game. Let's talk about that in reality. Don't you find it a little odd that the victim would write down a name, especially the name of her own sister? Yeah, you got a point, pal. Stop right there. The witness's opinion on this matter is irrelevant. The facts are clear. The victim told us the name of the killer. So we basically have to prove... I think it's a timing issue. Hold on. Before she died... Okay, here's the thing. So, before she died, this is the thing. We go to the autopsy report. Death was instantaneous. So this is why you have to read every bit of the clues so that when you read something that contradicts it, you can present it. You always know it's you did it correctly because the music stops. That's always good too. There's one thing I want you to clarify. You said the victim wrote this note. She was accused of the defendant. That's really what you're saying. Who else could have? You have it backwards, detective. The victim was the only person who absolutely could not have written it. The report from your department, immediate death due to a blow from a blunt object. She died immediately. But no butting. Got you. Defense is a point. Someone who died immediately wouldn't be able to write anything down. I beg your pardon, but when did you obtain that autopsy report? When? Day after the murder? Oh. Updated autopsy report. Death was almost immediate due to a blow from a blunt object. There's a possibility the victim lived for several minutes after the blow. I received these results this morning. Your Honor, it's quite easy to imagine the victim did have time to write Maya. That's all. Damn you, Edgeworth. Something you want to say? I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed. Detective Gumshoe, are you calling me a fool? Because I believe your report. I'm disappointed in you. You're at fault, Detective. This isn't going to look good on your evaluation next month. Poor Gumshoe. Alright, we got another new updated evidence. Sometimes bullshit happens like that, but it advances the case at least. Evidence strongly suggests the victim was identifying the killer. I don't know if that's the end of the thing. Darn, this isn't good. The prosecution would like to call its next witness, poor innocent girl. So, all that was to A, get an updated autopsy report, but B, also to get a new witness on the stand. You can basically treat new witnesses and stuff like that as checkpoints. I don't think you can, like, advance, like, if you failed, I don't think you can, like, go back. If I save game, no, you can't save and not suspend. April May, at your service. An introduction should not require any reaction from the crowd, and the witness will refrain from wanton winking. I love the judge. He's the best. There's also the Canadian judge, which I think is great. Tell us, where were you on the night of September 5th? I was like in my hotel room. I'm not gonna do voices for people unless I feel like it. That's right, big boy. Witness's account. So we got more testimony. It was like 9 p.m. at night. I looked at the window. Does it have time of death? It doesn't have time of death. Excuse me. Okay, we'll press on this. I saw a woman with long hair being attacked. The one attacking her was a nosy girl sitting in the defendant's chair. The woman was like dodged to one side and ran away, but that girl, she caught up to her and she hit her. In the end, that's all I saw. Every little bitsy witsy. That's not a lot. Yeah, of course I gotta fucking cross-examine. Her cowardly ways of finding tiny faults on perfectly good testimonies. Hey! Not... Well, yes, of course I'm doing it, duh. If only because Edgeworth... I feel that Edgeworth doesn't want me to. Why wouldn't you? You have everything to gain and nothing... Or, sorry. Everything to lose and nothing to gain. Wait. Everything to lose and everything to gain. By not... Oh, God. Whatever. Oh, yeah, sorry. You have everything to lose and nothing to gain by not cross-examining the witness. Why did you look out the window? I sort of, you know... I had a feeling. Yeah, let's fucking press harder. Badgering the witness. You insist on needling her with these trivial questions. Really don't think that should be allowed. Yeah! Yeah! Stop him! Woman with long hair. Woman with long hair, that was Mia Fey. Slender, sort of... Well, some people may say pretty if that's your thing. Your thing? How do you know that she was the defendant? Well, you know, she had a girlish physique. Women know these things. Well, I just know. Okay. There's only one person that's seen the crime with a short, girlish figure. Testimony is bulletproof. Ms. May, I'm willing to bet that you're lying. Are you telling the truth? Erp? Mr. Wright, what's the meaning of this? If you really had witnessed my client, Maya Fey, you would have noticed her clothes before noticing her physique. No one wears clothes like this on a daily basis, except her. I am no expert on fashion, but her hairdo looks far from normal to me. However, the witness's testimony mentions neither of these things. Her testimony is bogus. We don't know if she was dressed that way the night of the murder. She was. I saw her, and so did Detective Gumshoe. What do you say to that, Miss May? I saw what I saw. I just don't think of the trifling little details were necessary in this court. Please omit nothing in your testimony. Your testimony again, if you would. So the judge gets more goofy as the series goes on. He becomes a little bit more dumb. And I'm surprised he's a little bit, like, stone, or like he's a little bit sandbaggy. The victim, woman, dodged the first attack and ran off to the right. So then the girl in the hippie clothes ran after her. And hit her with the weapon, not the clock. Aha! No one knows it's a clock. Well, does the accuracy of my report not startle you? So, that's where we go. No one knows it's a clock yet. So we don't even have to, like, we know where we have to present evidence. We can just go past this. And then we present. We go here, present it. Music stops, so we know we did the right thing. What you said right now is quite revealing. You'd like that, Mr. Naughty Warrior. Or Warrior, excuse me, Warrior. You just said that the statue of the thinker was a clock. There's no way of knowing that just by looking at it. Another person in much same position as you recently called this a clock, too. And he was found guilty of murder. Order! Ms. May, can you explain how you know this was a clock? The witness saw the murder with her own eyes. That's all that's important here. The defense is trying to confuse the issue with trivial concerns. Yes, of course. But questions are all I have, Your Honor. As you may recall, I've caught murderers with these questions before. Well, only once. Objection sustained. You may continue the question. If you stopped me there, the trial would have been over. So what happens now? What happens now is you answer my question. How did you know it was a clock? Because I heard it? How did you hear it from across the fucking... You've been to the law offices. No, I didn't say that. Why would I go there? I heard it from my hotel room. The law offices where the murder were very close to the hotel. She could easily have heard the clock. That's bullshit. That's not... I'm not satisfied because she couldn't have heard it. It couldn't have rung. It's inconceivable that the clock in question rang. Because it's broke, or it's empty. That clock is missing its clockwork because Mia cleaned out the clock. How could you possibly just have a look as soon as you can? Oh, see anything interesting? It's as the defense says. The clock is missing its clockwork. It's quite empty. Mr. Wright, would you care to explain the court the meaning of this? It's as you can see. The clock was empty. It couldn't have rung. Therefore, this witness is a big, fat liar. Fat? I like how that's all she cares about. Tisk, tisk. Quite a show you've been putting on for us, Mr. Wright. He knew the clock was empty. Somehow, he knew. I'm afraid you've forgotten one thing. The clock was empty, but as you can say, it can't ring. However, we must ask, when was the clockwork removed? If it was after the witness heard the clock, then there was no contradiction. So we can present the call record. The clock might have been emptied after she heard it. Well, Mr. Wright, can you prove when the clockwork was removed? Yes, we can. Ho ho, impossible. I have proof. So this is the first time that we see Edgeworth, like, shaken, which is nice. Wasn't it you who told me that proof is everything? Well, I was listening. And now I'll show you the proof. It is the call record. Take a look at this. It's a very cute cell phone. You have a girly phone. Wait, it's not mine. This is the defendant's cell phone, and it contains a recording. A recording of the conversation she had with the victim. This is the first time we see Edgeworth's, like, exasperated sprite. Perhaps Detective Gumshoe overlooked it. Grumble. My heart goes out to you, Edgeworth. Not. Let's hear the conversation. So you want me to hold on to the thinker for you, if you could? We've already read this. I had to take the clockwork out. September 5th, 9:27 a.m. This was recorded in the morning. Well, Ms. May, would you care to explain this to the court? Just how did you know the weapon was a clock? Well, isn't it obvious? I saw the clock before. What store was that again? I go to so many. Oops, I forgot. So the witness had seen it before. Yes, we do have an objection, because Larry made it for her. Please produce the evidence that will prove the witness had not seen the clock before. I think it's this. Yeah, made by Larry Butts. It's simple. This clock was never in any store. A friend of mine made that clock. Only two exist in the world, and the one that isn't here is in police custody. Everything is sold in stores. Ms. May, I think it's high time you went shopping for a better excuse. Wow, that was a good line. Oh, excuse is not on sale today? Damn, Phoenix, you're feeling yourself. So again, here's the breakdown. I like her spinning heart thing is now. Dun, 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 dun. So this is the baller music. I like it. It's good. She did it. And she should die for it. Die. Oh, posture check. Thank you for redeeming that. I have a redemption thing for a posture check on my Twitch, and it's quite nice. Hopefully it will keep me, you know, posture check. Do I like mark it? Reward queue. Mark complete. So we're gonna roll. The thing is, I need to get my chair fixed, and the thing is that sucks. Is that a normal posture check for me would be rolling my shoulders back and also just like sitting properly, but my chair is kind of broken. I need to get it fixed, and one of the things I need to get fixed, not the right lever. One of the things I need to get fixed about it is that it doesn't catch when I try to stop it from leaning back. So this is how far back it leans, like how far I can stop it moving back. So I need to get that fixed, because if I was fixing my posture, I could roll my shoulders back, you know, sit against the thing. It would be a lot easier to work with. What's this again? I don't know, just checking random stuff. But yeah, thanks for the posture check. I appreciate it. This is a court of law. Did I lose it? I guess I did. Tee. Scary. How did you know the weapon was a clock? Oh dear. Does the defense have an opinion on this behavior? Miss April May, you knew the weapon was a clock because you had heard about it. The witness had never held the clock in her hand, however. She had heard that it was a clock. She heard? That is correct. There's no other way that she could have known the thinker was a clock. And I can show you the proof. Okay, she had heard the murder weapon was a clock. We present the wiretap. Ah, ooh, I found this in Miss May's room. Again, not very admissible in court, Phoenix. Ms. April May, you're tapping the victim, Ms. Mia Faze, excuse me, not Maya. I love her. She becomes like a Chucky doll. She becomes like a Chucky, like Chucky from Child's Play. I'm not sure that that is that irrelevant. Objection overruled. Thanks, Judge. It troubles me that the witness is in possession of a wiretap. This is outrageous. Absolutely. Even if that were the case, you still have to prove one thing. Did the victim ever say that the weapon was a clock on the phone? Can you prove that? I think not. Oh yeah, I think I can. It's simple. What? Here's my proof. It's here again, isn't it? I just want to check to make sure. Yeah, it tells you the time. Yeah, the clock isn't talking right now. So we just present that. I present the defendant's cell phone. Yes, we've seen it. Listen to the conversation between the... Oh, okay. So in the early games, I think the first game, we don't have the ability to, like, select which line of it is. We just present the entire phone, and the entire conversation log is presented, as opposed to having to say, okay, this page, this page, this page. Ms. April May, you used the wiretap to listen to this conversation. That's how you knew to think it was a clock. Am I wrong? Objection! Your Honor, this is ridiculous. Your Honor, look at the witness's face. Does it seem amused to you? Defense demands an answer. Lurgv. Shut up, all of you. What gives you the right to talk to me, you lawyer? I love Phoenix's sweating emote. It's the best. It's the... It's not fair, all of you ganging up on me like that. Well, we made a witness cry. Won't be the first time. Or, won't be the last time, rather. Why the wiretap? Why did you tap her phone? Answer the question. Do I have to? Isn't this a murder trial? Isn't tippity-tapping irrelevant? wiretapping the victim's phone. I hardly call that irrelevant. While this court does not condone the defense's tone of speech, he has a point. Mr. Lawyer, I saw that evil, evil grin. You're probably thinking I'd like to see her pull that off. Damn, she's good. Well, you're not the first man who's thought that. Of course, I can and will. So the killing happened around 9 p.m. at night. So that's when I was getting room service from a sweet bellboy. Iced coffee, I believe. Was it? Iced coffee? You know, like normal coffee, but cold. You don't drink it quick, the ice melts, and then you have regular cold coffee. Iced coffee? Ergo, the witness was not on scene at the time of the murder. Wait! The witness was not on scene at the time of the murder? The witness appeared to have been tapping the victim's telephone. However, that isn't a separate crime. Wait. Okay, we're gonna call the bellboy as a witness. Because I hold out the wiretapping had nothing to do with the killing. However, if you agree to one condition, I'll consent to calling this witness. If Miss April May's alibi is not called into question after you examine the bellboy, then you will recognize that she was not the killer and thus she's innocent. Therefore, you must accept the verdict of guilty. Yeah, I mean, give up. Nah. I'm done. Fool. Why wouldn't the judge just be like, no, that's not how law works. Stop putting conditions on things. I'm the one that makes the ruling here, not you. Hello, bellboy. Does he have a Batista looks real happy. What's his name again? Does he have a name? I forget. Or is he just bellboy? In the evening from her guest. So that's an hour before the murder. She asked for an iced coffee. I bought it to her 9 on the dot. I brought it to her precisely at the requested time. I delivered the iced coffee. So how could she see the murder? Like, okay, I was wrong on this one. First, okay, I guess the death says that it doesn't have like the time. I'm not on the wrong track. I just need to find a way to present it. Okay, we're just gonna press, and then I'm not gonna try to do anything special there. I checked in Ms. May personally. She got a call at 8. Are you sure it was Ms. May on the phone? Absolutely. Then I saw that, oh, the boots. 9 p.m. on the dot. I confirmed that detail several times. She was watching a program on TV and wished to drink after she finished. Yeah, 9 p.m. the time of the murder. So is this? So this is my least favorite part of the game. The least favorite part of the game is I have the details, I have the evidence. I just need to find which one to present it on. Fuck. I can't skip this fast either. precisely 9 p.m. Precisely, exactly, and most definitely 9 p.m. Ms. May was quite insistent that it be brought to her then. Oh, bellboy. Like exactly 9 o'clock. Knocked on her door at the crack of 9. Why would she be so particular about the time? To create an alibi? You sure it was Miss May herself? Absolutely. So very... absolutely. It's an endearing mannerism. The guest... ahaha! The guest, sir, favored me with an embarrasser, sir. Oh, embrace. Oh, embrasser. But not a French kiss, more than a pick on the cheek. Why would she have done that? Yeah, crazy. Oh, okay, we just had to press everything. That's annoying. Like, we just wasted 2 mini lives on nothing. Give up. Wait, please wait. Objection! Your Honor, I must object. This charade of justice has gone on long enough. Not now. What do I ask him about? Room service, check-in. Room service, I guess. $18 for iced coffee. Doesn't that seem a bit expensive? Iced coffee for 2. Gotcha. What did he say? Tell us the truth now. Was it someone else staying in Ms. May's room? I object. That was objectionable. Overruled. Witness will answer this question. Why did you not mention this in your testimony? Well, you didn't ask. Nice try. It was the good barrister there, Mr. Edgeworth, who told him not to say. Oof. Now you fool! Contempt of court. Mistrial. Everything's done. We win. No. Not that easy. Correct? Yes, sir. When you brought the room service, you didn't see that man in the room. That's right. So that man... Your Honor, we have just learned of another person involved that may have been the murderer. In this new light, I hold it's impossible to judge the defendant. You agree? Who? Who is this other person? Simple. It was the man with Miss May. Your Honor, this has been previously revealed Ms. April May was tapping the victim's phone. She has an alibi. However, that does not clear the man that was with her. The bellboy saw no one else in the room at the time of the murder. Too late? I suppose you'd like it if it was too late. After all, it was you who hid the presence of another man from the court. I have to take my medication. That was my phone alarm to say, take my meds. I have a number of habit notifications basically on my phone that are take my medication and do, you know, do work, essentially. Court acknowledges the defense's argument. Expect the prosecution and defense to look into the matter fully. Am I understood? That's all the trial for today. There is a 3-day limit on trials. So if you can't solve the day between 3 in-day games, the trial ends and you lose. I think I might be your newest fan. I was just doing my job. Then again, the other attorney was pretty cool too. Face of his with his wide eyes and trembling lips. If you say so. So what happens with me? Do I get to go home? Well, no. But I got a great lead at today's trial. A lead, the man with Ms. May. He's the killer. What happened to Ms. May after that anyway? I heard they arrested her. She's probably at the detention center and I have to go there. The case is far from closed. I'm gonna find out more about this man. Don't worry, I'll find him by tomorrow. So, like I said, the first case The first case is very simple. You do it in one day. You do it in one shot. Most of her testimony was all lies. In fact, there's only one part that got left on the record. So we now have her testimony. We can bring it up to press other things. I don't know how much good this will do to me at all now. Anyways, time to hit some pavement and do some investigating. Maya doesn't belong in the detention center. It's up to me to get her free. So again, to be continued. This is a nice feeling when you've completed a day of the case and you get that to be continued. You hit this save, you get this nice music, and then you finally can just be like, okay, if I screw up and lose, now I have a place to replenish my life load. I didn't expect to visit me in such a dank place. A dank place. Not you stinking lawyer. No, not really. There's something I wanted to ask. Haven't you done enough questioning, you spiky head? Please, you're scaring the security guard. See that guy? That guy looks very scared. For starters, how did you get to be so totally whacked? So we're gonna talk that man. Can you tell me about him? Where is he? Come on. No way, Jose. When you say it like that, it sounds so cold, so criminal. Tapping people's phones is a crime. Learned that in lawyer school? I kinda did. Why are you so angry? You don't look like a bad person. Now you do look like a bad person. I can't tell, does she have a thing against lawyers or just me? Anyways, we're gonna present, I think, the call log. Hey, guess what? Actually, I hate your guts, so get lost. Okay, so we're just gonna present a bunch of stuff until maybe something happens. Okay, never mind. I thought that would be it. Okay, nothing. We're gonna go back to the Grossberg Law offices. Oh, look, there's something missing from this scene. Grossberg's out. Maybe he's avoiding me. Guess what? Conspicuous. Wait a second, wasn't there a giant painting on that wall? It was a painting of a fisherman. Okay, I guess not. I thought dude was a fisherman. Wasn't it? That wasn't Marvin Grossberg, though. Okay, I guess they just don't... Old photos. Something's written in pencil. Deal 6 incident. Deal 6 incident. Exhibit A, Exhibit B. So we're gonna need these. I'm sure I've seen this person before. I'll borrow this photo. I think we need this one about more. So that's the murderer. We saw it in the intro. So I think we can go to... We can go to the detention center and show her the photo. You again. Okay, so we can present her with the photo and see what happens. Where did you... Aha! A reaction. This is him, isn't it? What? Who? When? Why? It is him. The man who stayed in your hotel room the night of the murder. That's not right. Nice try, Miss Cooperative. Do you have proof that it was him? I'm so close. Okay, maybe it's just talking. Ooh, that man. Nice. We got another talking thing. Would you have sold out the late Ms. Faye to the cops? Okay. So, I don't know. We're just gonna present everything. And just... Call log didn't give us anything. Wiretap didn't give us anything. This didn't give us anything. So you can kind of already piece together what's like, where this is going. I'm not gonna spoil it, like I said, I kind of already know. We're gonna examine. I hate that they make us do this. Why couldn't they just give us both photos? Actually, I don't think so, because maybe we get the evidence from someone else by showing... Like, if we go to the Fan Co. law offices, is Gumshoe gonna be back here? Gumshoe's nowhere in sight. Okay, so we're gonna move into the actual office. Oh no, we don't have anything in there. That sucks. Or is there? Hold on. Detention center? No. Okay. For some reason I didn't notice. An old movie poster. I'm looking for law books. No clues here. I get like we saw the DL6 case thing, and it's like I think we have to like establish what the DL6 case is. Aren't some of the files missing? There we go. Now I'm imagining things. No, the files are missing. Okay. You don't imagine things in this game. Ah, the bellboy. Oh, I can show him the photo of him. Our reputation will swell as a hotel where the murderer used a wiretap. You can charge a premium for this room. Whoa, Ms. May has been charged by murder. I too will become famous. Please let me know if there's anything I can bring you. We're gonna look in that. We need that screwdriver. That's the drawer of terror hiding places of murderer's wiretap. We can't do anything with that. That sucks. We actually need to move. We need to go back to the Grossberg law offices in order to get that photo back. Because he said that he worked with check-in as well. So if he checked in the couple, he would have saw it. The game also kind of goes in a pattern of it says, hey, you're going to use all, like, a piece of evidence for everything it can be used for, and then you can swap it. That's him. I just wanted to say detective once. You know it is. No, I don't. Without a doubt, that's the man you checked in with April May. An affidavit. Yeah, have him write it down. Duh. I've always wanted to write an affidavit. Alright. So, not even Ms. May can play dumb to this. We're gonna talk to some stuff just to make sure. She'd do it! Do what? Struck me as a very lady killer. He and I are of the same ilk. We both carry the scent of danger. Okay, so we needed the photo. I propose the ad with a subtitle. Murder Manor. Sounds great. Whatever floats your tea set. Okay, so we didn't even need to talk about all that stuff. We could just go back here, present the affidavit. He told us everything he saw. Told us about the man he checked in with. Now I'm getting somewhere. Ease her fears. All I want to do is have a little chat with him. You won't tell me? Is that all you have to say? It's easy for you to get the police involved, then why don't you? Think of one at this piece of paper's usefulness. Discarded the bellboy's affidavit. What? How is that not useful? Why wouldn't you keep that? Okay, let's go back to fucking Grossberg. Maybe he's back. Yeah, okay. Where the heck is that loafer? Okay. Also, the other photo's gone. The trial. He was there? Ah, the days of my youth. I apologize. It was all a bit too much for me. Seeing you today, I appreciate the reminiscing, but give me some friggin' information. We're gonna present this photo to him. I was wondering about this photograph. Where'd you get that? I borrowed it. Well, I'll give it back. He may have been in the hotel with April May on the night of the murder. Do you know about him? Anything? Very well, I'll tell you what I know. However, you didn't hear it from me. The man is Mr. Red White. He's the president of the Blue Corp. Get it? Red, White, Blue Corp. Tokies are still here. Red, White, Blue Corp. There's something like a detective agency, right? They're information pros. They sell information, sensitive information. Mr. White has the blackest reputation of any man in this company. Should you run across him, watch what you say. You wouldn't want him digging up any dirt on you. Can you tell me where Blue Corp's located, I suppose? So that means now we can go to Blue Corp, probably. Finally, a lead on this guy. Time to take action. Return the photograph. Wait. No. Where's the other photograph? He took the other photograph back. Okay, well, he's done. That sucks. The painting. I can't even ask him about the painting. I thought the painting was more important to this case. I'm not gonna lie. I think that, like, maybe he had to sell it. Whatever. Let's go to Blue Corp. This desk. Oh, it's the painting. The painting's right there. That's hilarious. What's with the surreal decor? What's your name? I was just inquirably asking the title that you go by. Splendiferous. I have intimidated you with my giant desk vocabulary. Corporate expansion official. It's chief executive officer. Not used to conversing with the wordily challenged. I'm all tabbed because I'm playing Divinity. Oh, nice. That's cool. I'm actually, Divinity Original Sin is on my list of, like, games I want to play. So I hope it's good. What a fruitcake. Wow, thanks, Phoenix. Great work. You're an attorney fresh out of law school, are you not? That's the only explanation for why you could come to meet me like this. What business does a mighty lawyer have with a man such as myself? Yipes, this guy's arrogance meters off the scale. See, this affidavit would have been really nice. So I guess we have to just talk a bunch, because presenting anything doesn't give anything. I don't know if that's just the first game limitation, where you have to either talk or present something. She was my secretariat. That's not the word. Her job is paid to answer phones. Tapping them is not her job description. It's ineffable. Just trying to turn her into a scapegoat. Who can say? I seldom pay attention to the mundane details such as time and place. My motto is don't worry, be happy. The hotel bellboy has stated on the record that he does not remember you very clearly. Oh, he does. He can say what he pleases, I still won't talk to you. Excuse me. Why didn't the prosecution call him as a witness? He should have seen the same thing as April May. To me, they're mere toys, playthings for my amusement. What kind of company is Blue Corp anyway? We buy and sell various kinds of information. We're a company of the future. As you might say, we are the future. Sell information. In just 10 years, I've built this business up into the grand office you see now. In case you were wondering, Blue Corp isn't even the color blue. Oh shit. I, Red White of Blue Corp, this founder and CEO, named it. Because the color blue, I like the color blue. Red and white, or red and blue make purple. So... I've seen it before. You know, I've actually seen that painting before. Just yesterday, actually. Your point being, my point is simple. Why is that painting hanging here? Mr. Wrong. You don't fully grasp your position here. I ask again. Who are you? A lawyer? No, a mere lawyer. Worth nothing. Zilch, zippo, nada. Grody Burger. Grossberg. Ugh, oof, ugh, He punched me. Charge me with assault? Charge away, I welcome it, for it is you who will be found guilty. Heed my exposition. The police, the courts, they all do my bidding. I don't expect you to understand it's a world beyond your comprehension. You came here from Grossberg's, and you must ask him why is his painting of the wall, because he will tell you. He will explain it how a man can live life purely for personal profit. Go now, skedaddle. There's nothing more to discuss. I'm not going to present anything because I imagine there's a billion things. We're going to go back to the Grossberg Raw offices. Huh? Don't think he's noticed me standing here. Maybe I should clear my throat. Jumping Jehoshaphat's. You look so pensive, like an old man at the end of his days. I'm not senile yet. We're going to talk. Today's trial. So you came to see the trial? Something was bothering me all last night. I couldn't get a wink of sleep. Mia's sister, that poor girl, my boy, I owe you my thanks, truly. I don't think I would have done it, or what I would have done if things had gone poorly for the girl. He didn't talk to us before. Why did you refuse? I need more time to think about it. He does seem troubled about something. I'm starting to get a feeling I know what it is. So I paid Mr. Bluecorp a visit. I have to admit something has been bothering me. You see, it's just the big painting. There's a giant painting here hanging. The one you said you had no intention of parting with. It was in the CEO's office, red white. So you noticed. Suppose I would have guessed you. Rather large painting. Yeah, it's kind of hard to miss. Mr. Grossberg, I know you and White are connected somehow. He's blackmailing you. You're lovers. I think that painting is fairly gaudy proof. This is the chance I've been waiting for. Maybe it's time to get this off my chest so I can rest easy again. After all, you are Mia's understudy. Perhaps it's fate. Red White is the man that makes his living through intimidation. Blue Corp is a company that excels in finding people's weaknesses. I've been paying them for 15 years. All because of the DL6 incident. Name on the back of the photographs. As you suspected, cannot stand in defense of Maya because of this. White would have destroyed me. It's hard for me to tell you this, but arresting Red White will be nigh impossible. He has information on everyone. Gives him an iron grip. He owns judges, attorneys, prosecutors, police, and politicians. They're all bound, unable to do harm themselves, and therefore to him. Don't look at me like that. What's the reason for your blackmail? DL6 incident was a top secret at the time. It made sense. The police didn't know. One people know that they were using medium. They couldn't let people know, but one person found out. I told him. Why? He offered me riches. Because I talked, the police were mocked. They began looking for the one who sold them out, and it was me. So if the police find out that he's the one who sold them out, he's probably going to lose his job. Only this time, the offer was blackmail. White controls the law of the country as he sees fit. Yet, if you would still challenge him, have a close look at Mia's office. She followed his every move for years. She may have recorded something when she found about the DL6 incident. DL6 is nothing more than a sorting code the police gave the case. It's 15 years ago. I received a request for a medium, a spirit medium. Her name was Misty Faye. She's Mia's mother. She had been investigating the murder at the bequest. Isn't it behest of the police? And she failed. The police called her a fraud. I did all I could for her, but in the end, cleared her of any wrongdoing. That murder case, however, remains unsolved. Okay, so we really got nothing to present to this guy, but we're going to present the red photo. Oh, no, we don't even have that. Okay, we're going to go back to the law offices. Remember earlier, we went to the law offices and we found out that there was no, said that there would be clues. Maybe we should have another look. So we're going to go back to the bookcase. The bookcase said that some of the files were maybe missing. So that's probably the ones that Red, when he killed Mia, came, grabbed the files, killed her, you know. They're in alphabetical order. Which file should I look at? We need to look at the one R, Q, R, S, J to S. Maybe there's a red, white. Skim. No harm in flipping through. The biggest part in here ends at S. Q, R, S? She's a collection of suicide reports. There's politicians, policemen. There's writing on most of these in pencil. White? Wait, I get it. White drove them all to suicide. Can use these newspaper clippings. Let's find the most disturbing one. Great work, Phoenix. Check them. Once more? Oh, okay, I was about to say. ABF Misty Faye. Should I take a look? Of course. We didn't even get to use that photo that much. Or the Misty Faye photo. We didn't even get to use that at all. Finally, the names of two men surfaced. One was Marvin Grossberg, the lawyer. Oh, so she communed with the dead, heard Marvin Grossberg's name, then went to go be a lawyer at his office in order to get closer to him. The parasite who makes his fortune. Okay, so red-white. So Mia knew Grossberg. So it's gonna be W for white, probably. So you check them in order. Maybe. T, U, V, W, white. The entire white W section is missing. Dun dun dun. So we're gonna go to Blue Corp again? Maybe? Well, aren't you persistent? There's something I have to ask you. Stop bothering me. To try my patience further, I fear a nasty accident may occur. Transparent. Let's present this and see what happens. Suicide of a politician. He was embezzling secret government funds. Next one day, word got leaked to the press. The very next day, he took his own life. Found in the articles in Mia's office. Ms. Mia, she has had a file filled with articles like this. Every single one of them was labeled with the word White. Mr. White, you blackmailed him. Not just him, you were threatening and coercing hundreds of others. You were involved in all the suicide cases that Mia investigated. This entire company is built on blackmail. Right, wow. You should be searching for the one who killed Ms. Mia. Secretary's office? Mr. Wright will be leaving now. You're wrong. What I should be doing now is going after you. That was the reason you got April May tapping her phone. Mia was murdered. All the documents about you mysteriously disappeared. So the culprit would be? Even a child could work this one out, Mr. White. You did it. We won't be needing an escort. Please connect me to the public prosecutor's office. White, that you? What are you doing calling me? Chief prosecutor, I've changed my mind. I want to testify tomorrow. The Mia Faye case, I witnessed the murder, and thus, as a very important witness, I would like to testify. Quietude. I told you to change my mind. Oh, and one other thing. Send the police over here right away. The man is standing in front of me. He looks dazed and could be violent. The executioner, a liquid man. The liquidator, the killer man. Mr. White, this isn't another one of those. Chief prosecutor, I do not believe you're in a position to freely offer me those opinions. Haha. I'm telling you to send the police. You're a mere lawyer. I'll point the finger at you, and you will be tried as the pillar. And the case is as good as settled. No lawyer of any worth will defend you. I have friends in the local lawyers association. You'll be given a lawyer so stupidly inept that they make even you look incompetent. Okay, well, there's some bribery. Gumshoe reporting. Butts, Harry Butts. And my friend's name is Larry. What? Take this despicable human into custody. Farewell, Mr. Wrong. So that's the end of the day. I can't believe it's only been a day since the first trial. My trial begins tomorrow. White's going to set a trap for me and the prosecution will be on it. This attorney was assigned to me by the state yesterday. I refused. I had an idea. They let you out of detention. Oh, is she going to be my fucking attorney now? I explained what happened to Maya. How do those prison... Like, that's the thing. In these situations, how do those prison guards that are in the background there... How is that, like... Isn't that, like, part of their job? That they now have to be like, okay, well, all the conversations between these two people, I am now witness to them. You know, I now hear it. I can potentially be, like, an accessory or something that... You know, why wouldn't they just say, okay, I call the prison guard to the... You know, the thing, right? Aren't those people, like, exempt? Well, you can represent me in court. Mia's sister, lawyership runs in her blood. I'll better run to the bookstore and pick up a copy of Law for Rookies. I'm kidding. It was a joke. Okay. Come to the court tomorrow. So am I gonna self-defend, or is she just gonna be our... Yet the crime... With crime, it's the same old story. In fact, it's gotten worse. Beginning a few years ago, a limit of 3 days was put on the initial court trials. Almost all finished in a day, most with a guilty verdict. Again, this is a parody or satire of the Japanese law system as it is now. I never thought I'd end up here in a defendant's chair myself. Tomorrow, the true culprit will appear as a witness. So this is day 2. To be continued. Bum 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 bum. Yeah. Love that music. That's a good feeling music, you know? It's like save room music in Resident Evil. I've never played the Resident Evil games, so I've seen other people play them, and the save room music is always really nice. Well, I guess this is it. One way or another, this case gets decided today. Look. It's Edgeworth. I received a call from the public prosecutor's office today. He told me that whatever Mr. White says today will be the absolute truth. No matter how you try to attack his no matter how you try to attack his testimony, if I raise an objection, I have it on good faith that the judge will listen to me. What, does White have the judge in his pocket too? So you're saying I'm going to be guilty. End of story? I'll do anything to get my verdict, Mr. Wright. Anything. Why? How can you torment an innocent person like this? Innocent? How can we know that? The guilty will always lie to avoid being found out. So this is like a very clear, you know, black and white. Like, there's no way to tell who's guilty and who's innocent. All I can hope to do is get every defendant declared guilty. So I make that my policy. Edgeworth, you've changed. Phoenix, you know him? Don't expect any treatment, Mr. Wright. Or Phoenix Wright. Phoenix? Well, court will be opening for session soon. Your defense attorney isn't even here yet. I'll be defending myself. Okay, let's do this. Oh my god, you're still live? I just got back. Hi, Sam. Yeah, we've been streaming for a lovely 2.5 hours. We're in the second case of the game. This is going to be very difficult in order to like explain and get people caught up, but you can probably find some kind of chapter summary or something. We're in the second case of the first game. The prosecution is ready. The defense is ready. Are you sure you have to do this? I'm defending myself. Very well. Mr. Edgeworth. Also, Sam, I got a green screen. I love it. So I put myself in the judge's bench. The details of this event are already quite clear to the courts. Today we will hear testimony of another witness to the defendant's case. Why didn't the judge ask Edgeworth why his witness didn't testify before? It's like he already knows why. Mr. Edgeworth, you want an explanation to the court? Actually, before we do this, I want to show off again. Green screen with my raccoon friend. Why didn't the witness testify in the trial of Mia Fey? I'm ever so sorry, Mr. White is a busy man, and besides, at the time, I thought that Ms. May's opinion was all that would be needed. Again, my sincerest apologies for the court. The thing is, I don't think I'm going to use the green screen all the time. I like the regular thing, and it's also, I don't like how it cuts off, because my camera's so wide angle that my green screen can only cover so much. I love Edgeworth bowing. He gets to show off, I get nothing. I'd like to call Mr. Red White to the stand. Alright, so he's going to testify. The title of my personage. Damn, I need jewels like that. Do my locutions confuse? Name. Red White. My friends call me Blanco Nino. Blanco? So that's white. Nino is man? Hold on. I don't know if you're Nino in Spanish. Child, kid, boy, infant. So white boy. I'm the CEO, or to use a more common term, the president of Blueport. Did you know the victim is Mia Fey? That would be negatory. You were at the Gatewater Hotel the night of the murder. Correct. You witnessed the murder from there. Why tell you what you already know? If I can't rip this guy's testimony apart, I'm done for. Why do I always feel like it's the end of the world and I'm the last man standing? Phoenix, you better get used to that feeling. That's like the entire Phoenix Wright games right there. It's the end of the world and I'm the last one standing. I hope you have made peace with God, Mr. Lawyer. Let him have it, Phoenix. Thanks, Maya. Excuse me, not Mia. Let's see, it was about 9 o'clock. I was quietly reading some papers by the window. Then I heard the bedlam coming from outside. Surprised, I turned to look at the building across the way. It was then I saw him, the spiky-haired man attacking the woman with long hair. Needless to say, that man was none other than you. I called Ms. May over at once. She too was flabbergasted. The victim, she ran away, but you gave chase. Finally, there was a terrible impaction, and then it was all over. If this occurred as you testify, I'm, very sure the defendant is guilty. Your cross-examination. So what I want to cross-examine first, instead of just pressing everything, well, we might as well just press everything. It was about 9 o'clock. How did you know what time it was? Because I'm always positively perfect. You're so mistrusting. So what was the term for secretary again? Anyway, she just ordered room service for 9. It happened as soon as the room service arrived. But he testified that he didn't see you in the room at the time. Is this your... She received the coffee outside the room. You would need X-ray vision. Tell us, what were you doing at the time? I was reading some papers. That's the only window. You were reading papers? The Gatewater, excuse me. I'm a busy man who has business to do. Heard bedlam coming from outside. Must have been when you attacked. Surprised, I turned to look at the building across the way. So you were reading your papers until you heard that sound. But of course, I'm no snoop, peeping out of windows at night. Saw me, spiky. Oh, that's it? That's the only press I get out of that? Needless to say, the man was none other than you. What you said directly conflicts with Miss May's testimony. The assistant looked like a girl. I've always been proud of my eyesight. Counting both eyes, 40. Don't have them together. Whose side is the judge on anyway? What did you do then? I called Ms. May over to the at once. What was Miss May doing at that time? She had just finished watching a TV soap opera on the TV and was weeping openly. My phone is... Okay. Did you know that she had been tapping the thing off his phone? Irrelevant. That has nothing to do with the case at hand. Of course it does. I care not. I will answer. Ms. May was acting alone when she tapped the phone. You make a good politician. After all, I am El Presidente. The victim, she ran away, but you gave chase. So that's probably going to be the detail that we need to, present. Of course. Comprende. I understand. The victim was attacked by you and ran to the left. You gave chase and struck her down. Are you sure? Perhaps you can change your testimony. Okay, so we changed the testimony. Okay, so go present, and then we go to the floor plans. So we're going to go check the check button. Okay, never mind. I thought that would... What did Phoenix think about in that, situation? Is the judge gonna, fill in the blanks. Okay, ran and I gave chase. Finally, there was this terrible impaction and it was over. That's got to be the thing that we like. Okay, we're gonna press it again and see what happens. Are you sure about that? I love the bling. Psst, Phoenix. I already presented the fucking thing. Whatever, we'll press everything. Ridiculosity. Anyway, I better find the weakness in there. I know where the weakness is, I just don't know what the item is. Okay, present. Doesn't happen. Not the light stand, alright. So it isn't the floor plan, it isn't the light stand. Isn't that like... Aren't those the two things that say things, like, specifically? Oh, dodge to the right. Victim dodged and attack and ran to the right, but she was caught in the strip. There we go. Yeah, there we go. You've dug your own grave. You said the victim ran to the left, but that directly contradicts Ms. May's testimony. Testimony. You must have misheard her, I think her. Look at the floor plans. So because both of them, Killer was looking this way, May was looking this way, you confused the two. She would have been running directly away from the door. She would have been running into a dead end. Very strange. I did see her run to the left. Look at his face. Maybe he really did see the victim run left. So did he kill... So he did witness the killing? Wait a second. Ms. May say right, Ms. Wright says left. Can you explain the contradiction? They're both right. There's one scenario that explains the conflicting accounts. Obviously, the witness was viewing the crime from the hotel. So May was looking at it from the hotel, the killer was looking from the office. If he's not in the hotel, then where could he have been? He's in the office. He was standing here. Show the court where Mr. White was standing. He was standing where the killer was. How do I do this? There we go. This is where he was. Look, when the victim ran for the door, he was watching from this point. What is... There's no time for jokes and no taste. That is where the killer was standing, because he was the killer. Rapscallion! The postulation of the defense is a distortion of the truth. They do seem a bit far-fetched. You provide me with so much entertainment, Mr. Lawyer. He's laughing. Hilarity of the moment made me remember something. It appears I have been unclear. For this, I apologize. Can't fix your broken testimony, buddy. She ran to the left. How was your day outside, Sam? When you assaulted the girl, she first ran to the left, and then you hit her, savagely. Next, with the last of her strength, she ran to the right. You chased her, delivered the final blow. That is what Ms. May saw. That doesn't make much sense. You betcha I'm gonna be cross-examining. Ms. May's testimony was correct, as was mine. I don't think I need to press that. When you assaulted the girl, she first ran to the left, and when you hit her savagely, the last of her strength, she ran to the right. That's just like a little... I hate when, like... I hate when that is the press. When the press is like some dumb little, like, press on semantics, and it isn't, like, what I wish he would have said. Arg. hit her twice. No, it was a single hit. Please excuse me for not testifying this sooner. Let him laugh for now. Okay, so we just need to go to... You hit her twice, then we go present. We go to Autopsy Report. She died from a blow.
Objection!
The victim died from a single blow. What do you have to say to that? Now's my chance to hit him where it counts. Mr. White, wasn't it you who told this court you were absolutely perfect? I'll refrain from using the phrase from now on. If you could ask the witness for a new testimony. The witness is obviously confused. 10-minute break. The witness is confused because he's lying. I emphatically request there be no break. Yeah, we want justice. Don't let him get away. I'm glad it was nice outside. I've kind of been like, I've never been a big person for sitting in my living room. My living room's like, my office is closest to the door, or the hallway for how you get into my apartment. So there's no windows in here. So I've been feeling very like vitamin D deficient. So during a lot of the days, especially now that I'm playing Animal Crossing a lot on my Switch, I will go sit on my couch or go sit on my bed, and those have windows in it. And it's just like, I just need vitamin D. The crowd's on my side. Okay, we're going to revise the testimony. The two accounts. Well, see, I looked at the other window when I heard that thing fall. Then the next moment I saw Miss Mia left, but she dodged. And then she turned and ran for the door. And that's where you... Okay, so the thing fell. My stomach is hurting. Nope. Deal with it. Okay, well, I looked at the under window when I heard that thing fall. So, what was that thing? Huh? Oh, the last light stand. Phoenix, doesn't something about that strike you as odd? Yes, very odd. That is odd. Mr. White. You're saying that you saw the glass light stand? Yes. Then change your testimony to reflect that. Okay, so we've got him. Like, at least anyway. Light stand was laying on the floor. You present. Look at the floor plan. You check it. You say, oh, you can't see the light stand from view of the window. So we're going to present that, and that's just easy. Mr. White. Sorry, I've done this case before. The next three are a little bit more unstable for me in terms of my memory. But this one I didn't really think a lot of. I forgot a lot of. It was impossible for you to have seen the light stand. Look at this. These are the floor plans to the scene of the murder. Correct, Your Honor. Now look. If you were to look at the office, through the window of the office, this is the area that you'd be able to see. Note that the stand is not within the visible area. Well, Mr. White, what do you have to say about that? Ridiculosity. If you were in the Gatewater Hotel as you claimed, you could not have seen the stand before it fell over. In fact, you wouldn't have been able to see it after it fell either. There's no way that you could recognize the broken shards as a glass light stand. So when did you see the stand? You must have been there when the moment it fell. The only place that you could have seen that from is inside the offices. In other words, you were at the scene of the crime when the murder took place. Gah! We still got some meat left in this scene though. Mr. White? At least I think so. You didn't you? Mr. Your Honor, Ms. Mia. No, we still got the receipt to go through.
Objection!
That's far enough. Oh, I forgot about Edgeworth. I think the time has come. Shouldn't you confess your crime now? It was wiretapping. He's trying to get him off easy. Ergo, confess that you placed a wiretap. Distinguished members of the court, Mr. White is slightly confused. Mr. White is the CEO of Blue Corp. You're the secretary to plant the wiretap. Your Honor, the question is, when was the wiretap placed and by who? Mr. White, in order to place the wiretap, he entered into the office. Give me a break. Now I'm confused. He has determined that Mr. White knew the glass stand was in the office. He has shown that there was only one time Mr. White could have been in the stand. It was the very moment of the murder. He's saying that, he could have been there earlier. However, it's the fact that Mr. White has been to that office well before the murder took place. That's, like, circumstantial. Considering, like, the entire, like, idea... Like, I don't know, that seems a little bit more of a reach than me accusing him of the murder. Theory is revealed for basis conjecture. That isn't basis. What you're saying is almost basis conjecture. It's like we can make up endless endless scenarios of why he wouldn't or be in there. So that's what I don't like about this game. Sometimes they just are like, explain it away. Beginning of September, the week before the murder, I'd entered the law offices. I had done so to place the wiretap. That is why I saw the glass lid. That's it? So why were you there then? Good luck, Phoenix. Like, I don't know. Why were you in the room then? Do you have proof? Does he need proof? Was it really you that went in the office, or was it in the way? Fingerprints several days old were found in the fake law's office. They were obviously Mr. White's. How do we know? He's already run a check on those prints. Why'd you tap me his phone? There's no bearing on the current case. That is when I saw the last light stand. Why did you notice something as a light stand? It was made entirely out of glass. And bluff something out of it. Okay, I had entered the... I had done so to place the wiretap. We're gonna present the article. Oh, we don't have the article anymore? Okay, we're gonna... Ah, damn it. So we have two penalties left. Okay, what do we got? Glass shards. We don't have the... Like, we can't... I know that this is probably the key to it, but I don't know how to flip it. Don't tell me... Okay, okay. That at least gives us something. You fought honorably. I was like, God, I hope they really don't make it. Are you giving up? Yes, Your Honor. Phoenix! Phoenix, over here. I know that voice. Mia? Where am I? The waiting lobby. I fainted. I lost the trial. I was hallucinating. Wait, what? Ah, you're finally awake. He just falls again. Hey, Phoenix. Phoenix, I want you to look at me. I'm a big fan of the way that Mia looks in Maya's body. I don't know. Didn't you know that we have strong psychic powers? When you accepted your defeat in court, it appears that it was enough of a shock to awaken Maya's true powers. Maya's channeling you? Maya never gave up. You can't either. We don't have much time. You already won. You have the receipt in the court record. Yeah, okay, so now it's gonna let me fucking... Look at the front of the receipt. Okay, so it's from the famous department store. $1,000. Item. Glass light stand. So we're gonna say that the light stand is earlier than the day before I was killed. He said he was there a couple days earlier. Yes. I hate, like I said, it's dumb because I know what I had to use it for. I'm glad that the receipt is updated, but you just need the game in order to acknowledge that certain parts of, like, you have to wait for the game to catch up to your brain sometimes. Yes, sorry, I'm fine. Cross-examination of Mr. White has been finished. No, Your Honor, give me one more chance. This will be the last time. No, let him do it. Okay. So we just have to find the one beginning of September, the week before the murder. Then we present, we go to the receipt, and present that. Look closely at this. See the word Maya written in blood? Blah, you're grasping. I think not. Look at the other side of the receipt. Wouldn't have Phoenix known that that light stand wasn't there if he works at Mia's office? Like, wouldn't he have known himself that that light stand was new if he had worked there before? Tell the court what's on the other side of the receipt. Well, glass light stand. That's the day before the murder. I don't like how Mia, like, handholds us through this one. She just says, yeah, present it at this time. He's lying. And you're just like, no, just... Quoi? Well, Mr. White, can't get out of this one, can you? It's impossible. Well, Your Honor, I understand that must be quite a bit of pressure on you. But I think you'll agree that you can't judge me guilty under these circumstances. Very well. Well, then, that's it for the trial of objection. Not so fast, Phoenix, right? I mean, you have to prove that he was the killer. Oh, I forgot, it's Edgeworth. There's a certain thread of logic to the defendant's claims. However, there's no concrete proof that Phoenix Wright is innocent. Ergo, I'd like to request one more day. This isn't going to be another one of those updated autopsy reports. If anyone's going to call Mr. White to trial, it would be me, the prosecution. I need a day to ascertain whether your claims have been basis on factual evidence. Objection denied. All right. You sure to come up or just make up something. This is the thing. They establish really... It's almost like they can't decide. They want to establish... Read this note out loud. Mia, what's this? No one received. Your Honor, if I may. I have something I'd like to read to the court. So, I want to finish this thought before we move on. The game doesn't know how to treat Edgeworth. They talk him up as like a very like unscrupulous and like ethically flawed person, but it's also a thing where it's like, it's also a thing where you're just like, huh, did he... Wait, okay. No. They kind of talk to him and talk as he's a very, like, ethically flawed person, but they don't really show any kind of thing there. Like, there's a lot of kind of gotchas where he's like, okay, I didn't give you the updated autopsy report. And it's like, you weren't supposed to have the autopsy report in the first place. So, he technically didn't do anything wrong. The memo Mia had given me was a list of names, many of which sounded strangely familiar. People in finance, famous celebrities. That's when it happened. Stop, desist, halt, please stop, make him stop. How'd you get that list? Admit your guilt, or else the list will be released to the press. I confess. I confess. I did it. I hit her. I hit Miss Mia with the thinker. Okay, that was easy then. Case closed, Your Honor. Mr. Wright? So, I'm confused. I thought there was more. No. Okay, Phoenix Wright isn't guilty. That's fine. Do we still have to confuse, or do we still have to make Red guilty? Is this the end of the case? Okay, that sucks. I thought there was more to it. Because we still have the wiretap. The wiretap and the screwdriver never got addressed. Or maybe they're going to address it now. Because I thought the wiretap, we still had to, like, say, Red went into the office to take out the wiretap. Mia was there. Or no. Red was there in order to get the thinker that had the documents in it. Killed Mia. Took the wiretap to cover his ass. And then stole the files in order to be safe. But he didn't count that a bunch of stuff, like with suicide or whatever, was marked with his name. Thank you, Phoenix. You risked a lot to help me and Maya. Well, forget it as long as I live. As long as you live? My time here is running out. Maya's powers are still weak. I can't stay here that long. There's still so much to say. I'm sure we'll meet again. Hee hee, I'm not the chief anymore. Can you come to my office tonight, say at 9? The office? I'll see you later. Mia? So I guess Maya's like fainted. But we got Mia and we got myself and Maya. You came, Mia. I was kind of worried you wouldn't. Of course I came. Well then, I'm pretty hungry. How about a burger? Mia? Bwahaha, you should see your face. What are you talking about? It's me, Maya. What, did I look like my sister? Look like you were her. I might be able to use that. Go to the store and buy me lunch. Maya, why are you still here? Because of this. Mia wrote me a letter. Take care of Phoenix for me. Take care of her, huh? She means the office. This office. Someone has to help with all the new Wright & Co. law offices, right? And who better than me? Wait, no. On second thought, let's make this casual. Yo, Nick. Hey, yo, Nick. Maya here, ready to get down to business. You don't mind me calling you Nick. Nick? You know what that means? We're partners. Partners. You know, when I think about it, it's Maya's fault I'm here now. If it wasn't for her, I'd probably be in jail. Wright & Co. law offices, that's got a good ring to it. Yeah, thanks, Maya. Ah, look at that. Good luck, Phoenix. Thanks, Mia. I'll always be here, watching. You and your ridiculous cleavage. Right, okay, Nick, let's do it. Go get burgers. There's a great burger joint just down the street. Eat your hamburgers, Apollo. I want to do the entire Ace Attorney series on this stream. Oh, it isn't to be continued, it's the end. That's interesting. So yeah, I thought we were going to need to do things with... I thought we were going to need to do things with the wiretap because there was the detail that there were screws missing from the phone. And then we never got around to doing the screwdriver, which was still in the drawer. We never actually like brought that up in court. Red just kind of, you know, just brought it up. So that's one of those things where I don't know if that's going to come up. I think I remember it. Maybe it comes up in another case. I'm debating whether to start the next case or not. I think this is a good place to end it, actually. I'm going to go make some dinner. It's 6 o'clock. Thanks for coming by and watching. We did a lovely 3-hour, almost exactly, stream. Yeah, part of this was if you've... See, you can see the black void where my screen is now. If you've been following the podcast that I've been doing, you'll know that I've kind of been very non-committal about streaming and doing content again. And part of that is that I've been very much overthinking it and very much like, I don't know, overanalyzing and being like, okay, if I start, I'm going to have to like do it. Like, you know, I'm going to have to set a schedule and take it like really seriously and stuff like that. And that's kept me from just like having fun with it and experimenting. And like with therapy, I've been kind of talking about it and she's like, my therapist, is like, you know, you can't know if you're going to actually like be good at it or if it's something you want to take seriously unless you like experiment with it and unless you like just mess around. Because if you're thinking in binary terms of you're either like super serious or you're not doing it at all, you can't really know what it's like to like, you know, you can't almost know the feeling that motivates you to do it more. And she was like, you know what, you should just this week as homework, you should just like do it, like stream specifically. And then you should kind of like write down how you feel afterwards and maybe how you feel a couple of days afterwards. And then we'll kind of take it from there. And it was hard for me to do this stream because like even yesterday I was thinking about doing it and I was like, there's so many things that I need to like prepare and I didn't know what game to play and I didn't want to like commit to like doing a story heavy game like this without knowing if I would do the entire game. So, but then again, today I was just like, you know what, screw it. We need to do it. We need to get out of the comfort zone of thinking about it and actually do it. And you know what? We did 2 cases and I think like I had fun. I had a lot of fun and I really want to finish the game. So even if we only do this game and don't do the rest of the Ace Attorney games, it's like, you know, that's perfectly fine. So yeah, thank you for watching. I can't wait to watch more streams, Sam says. Thank you. Yeah, Sam was actually, Peachy Hime in the chat, was actually the reason why I brought that up in therapy in the first place, because we were talking about TikTok and we were talking about why there were some things around tea I thought about doing for TikTok, or like she suggested me do around TikTok. And I was almost like, when we were talking about it, I was like, oh, there's so much I have to like prepare or think about it or like plan. And she was like, just do it for fun. This is Sam, not my therapist. So I bring it up with my therapist and she's like, yeah, Sam's right, you know? And that's what kind of came into that discussion about doing things for fun and kind of not trying to put things in such binary terms of doing it 100% and being like super into it and whatever and not doing it at all. So I'm very thankful. Sam says in the chat, yay, I'm right. Yes, she is. So again, if you are watching the stream and you haven't checked out a lot of my stuff, I have a handy command called link in my chat, or links rather. That'll bring up all my relevant links. Nope, I can't spell. If you're watching this on YouTube, I'm planning on putting this on YouTube just for archival purposes. But if you're watching it on YouTube and you want to check out some of my stuff, you can check out mattd.cc, which brings you to the same URL and it has all my stuff, my podcast, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, Discord server. That's another thing. If you're watching this in chat right now and you're not in my Discord server, you can type in !Discord or check out that link in order to join. That would be nice. I'm trying to get more people to just like talk and that kind of stuff. And also just, you know, it's just nice to have more people around to notify when I'm doing stuff like this. There's also my video game backlog, which I'm going to update in playing this and other stuff. So thanks for watching. I will be back at an undetermined point, but just follow my Twitter and then that's when you'll kind of know. So bye for now. Thanks for watching. I will see you probably on Tuesday at the earliest in order to do the next episode of the podcast. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.